We are on the interwebs. Thank you,
Woohoo!
everybody, for being patient with us. For, you know. We are on the interwebs. Oh, cool.
Everybody for
I
being
don't
patient.
have. Everybody for being patient with. There we go. This is a nightmare. Thank you, everybody, for being patient while we get some technical difficulties figured out. It is not great when everything decides to update in between sessions and you find out right when you
I
do
can't
the
hear
session.
Mandy anymore.
Oh, we keep dropping her.
What?
There
What?
we go.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yes.
Let me just move this microphone closer to my face. All right, cool. Let us know in chat how all the volumes are sounding. Like I said, just about every program that we use decided to do an update between our last game and now. So, great. Awesome. I will let Adam take it away.
Cool. So before the holiday break, lots of stuff happened. You were whisked away to Barovia. You made it through the murder house, death house thing. You were taken to the Vistani camp where you made friends. You learned a little bit about the environment that you're now currently in, a little bit about Strahd and his history with the Vistani and this land. And then you met Madame Ava. And Madame Ava forecast, she cast some fortunes for you and kind of looked into your future to offer you guidance. And in it, she was able to present you with several potentially helpful relics or people in Barovia who might be able to offer their assistance. Um, you learned the location of the Tome of Strahd, which is a book, has something to do with Strahd. She also told you the location, kind of where you might find two powerful relics, as well as where the Devil Strahd may be found, and an ally who can help you in that fight. Given that this was all through, Tarakoa readings and prophecy, uh, the information wasn't as clear as you would like, but perhaps throughout your adventures you can uncover what she meant. Um, After discussing amongst yourselves and getting more information from Madame Ava, you decided to return to the town of Barovia after borrowing some horses, which are now bridled up outside of town, and you made your way to the Blood of the Vine Tavern, which is the only known tavern in all of Barovia that still has any activity to it whatsoever. You last left your adventure standing in the middle of the town square as light spilled forth from the open doorway to the Blood of the Vine Tavern. What would you all like to do?
I think we deserve to go in and get a drink.
How do we play this game again? No, it's just kidding.
I have these dice. I don't know what I do with them, but
What?
I'm pretty sure
I
I'm
don't
supposed
know
to
what
kill
to
people with
do.
them. It's just unclear. Do I kill you guys? Do I kill
No!
NPCs?
No!
You
Do I
don't
kill
kill us.
horses?
No.
I don't
No!
know.
Kill us
This is all
before the
very
horses.
confusing.
Women and children first. Okay, so
Women and children first.
you know. So Jayas is obviously gonna want to have a drink first because we've been through some shit, and also like we're trying to get information too. So she's gonna like go check this place out, and she'll go in the tavern.
We're all just gonna go in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just go in.
So as you all enter the tavern, it is in your adventures you've been through some different places, and of course all of you come from different backgrounds. This tavern is almost empty. It is not very well kept. It looks old and shoddy, and the wood could seriously use some like sanding and polishing, and it just looks like it's in disrepair, but it's functional. Um, there is a fire going in the hearth that gives a little bit of warmth to the few people that are finding some solace within. Um, you all step in and kind of shrug off your cloaks and enjoy what little warmth the fire is providing from the almost supernaturally cold air of Barovia. Looking around the bar, you do see a barkeep who's just polishing glasses. He doesn't even look up to acknowledge you as you come in. It's just polishing glasses. There are three brightly dressed Vistani sitting together at a table at the far end away from the bar. And there is a youngish man, probably in his mid 20s, sitting at a table not too far from where you are. Blonde hair, a little bit of a beard, like 5 o'clock shadow, wearing a studded leather tunic. And he doesn't seem to notice you enter. However, he seems to be more bothered with what's in his cups right now. And it's probably the only reason why he hasn't turned. You all want to go up to the bar and get a drink?
JS definitely
I'm
wants
cool
a
with that.
drink.
Okay. So as you approach the bar, you see a slightly rotund man, mindlessly cleaning glasses one after another. He, again, doesn't really look up as you come in. He's just focused on his task, cleaning his glasses. When his one's done, he puts it down, goes to the next one behind the bar.
Alright, so I'm gonna go up and I'm just be like, "Excuse me, sir. What's your house special?" And we're gonna be like pretty chipper.
We have wine. Would you like a glass or a pitcher of wine?
What kind of wine do you have?
Wine. And he goes back to cleaning his glasses.
E's
Oh.
gonna go find a seat
Oh.
and just make herself some tea from stuff she has in her pack.
I
She
don't do
does
that.
not want.
Okay.
Jay-
I'm following E. I'm just gonna go sit with E.
Jayas will take a picture for herself then.
A pitcher of wine is 1 silver, please. And he turns and he starts pouring. It's a weird process. He has a bottle of wine
Mm-hmm.
that he has opened and is now pouring into a pitcher. And he also provides you with several of the not quite cleaned glasses that he appears to have been obsessing over.
I'll wave the glasses off.
Gross.
Be like, "Don't you keep those clean. Don't dirty another dish." And I'll pass him the silver and I'll take the picture. The picture. I can't
Takes
say
the
it.
silver and just kind of tucks it in the front of his apron and goes back to cleaning his glasses.
Alright. I'll go sit with E with my pitcher of wine.
Okay. So you all find a table together. You all sit around and kind of get your drinks together. Where are you sitting in the bar? Are you by the fireplace? Are you near the brightly dressed Vistani? Where do you kind of set yourself up? What are you trying to look at?
Well, since I left first, I went to go, like, I'm near-ish the fireplace, but, like, towards a corner a little bit, someplace quiet, alone.
Okay. So you all kind of set up near the fire and you get comfortable. And at this point, the gentleman who was sort of lost in his cups has looked up and you've caught his eye and he kind of goes, and he approaches you almost like fearlessly. And that's what he looks like.
Hey, sailor.
Oh.
And as he approaches, he bows his head slightly and he says, ladies, welcome. My name is Ismark. Very nice to meet you. You're not from around here, are you?
Gave it away.
The fact that we
Jayas
don't
is just
ever
gonna
get
be
visitors.
eyeing him up with like.
So you're eyeing him up. He's talking to you. He's surprised that there's outsiders. We don't get visitors ever, really. What brings you all here?
Apparently, Strahd.
His eyes kind of go a little like stern for a moment. I'm assuming against the devil, yes.
I don't know.
May I join you?
Sure.
Please.
If you get your own wine,
Yeah,
she's just
clears
gonna
out a
like.
Oh,
chair.
he's got his own like mug that appears to still be pretty well filled. I don't think he'd been, as much as he had been contemplating the drink, I don't think he'd actually been tending to it very well.
Okay.
So there's still a decent amount of wine in there.
So when
Mhm. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Jayas will say like, when he sits down, like, so tell us about this place. What can you tell us more about
Okay.
Barovia?
So he sits at the table, situates himself, and well, you've discovered the name. It's Barovia. This place is cursed. Surprise. He seems a lot more lively than most of the people you've met here. It definitely comes through in his way of speaking. This place is cursed. We can't leave, and Strahd preys upon us pretty much at his will. It's not much of an existence, but we do what we can to protect our people.
He sounds like a great guy.
Unfortunately, recently my father, the burgomaster of this town, he passed away unexpectedly, he says, almost with a question mark. And we're struggling to keep everyone safe. And he kind of starts looking back into his cups a little bit.
When you say unexpectedly, something bad happened, or he passed away in his sleep?
I suppose one could say death is never unexpected here, unfortunately, but usually we can get away with somewhat of a normal existence if we don't attract his eye. My father was, of course, renowned in this area. He was almost responsible for it. It's no surprise that Strahd enjoyed torturing him. We're not quite sure what did it, but we're certain his heart just gave out. We've been hoping to give him a proper burial, however, my sister won't leave his side.
Your sister, like, Jayas will look around, like, is your sister here?
That is to say, perhaps you could help us get him to the church? It's just north of the town. It's not far. We've been looking for someone to help us, and if you've ended up here, then you are certainly an adventurer by no small renown. You must be fairly accomplished to have attracted Strahd's attention.
Jayas is just gonna feel like uneasy about the situation.
You want us to basically talk to your sister about finally burying him and then accompanying?
Well, I think she'd be willing to bury him. The problem is more that she hasn't been able to safely leave the house.
What do you mean safely leave the house?
Now that my father has passed on, it seems that Strahd's passed his attentions to her. It's probably part of his sick game to keep terrorizing our people, but she's barely been able to step outside without some form of his spies showing up. Bats, wolves, any type of creature.
Is her name Irina?
Yeah, is her name Irina by any chance?
Yes, it is.
We've heard of her.
I'm intrigued. Good things, I hope?
Not for her.
Oh. I'm assuming probably just referencing the attention that she's gotten so far, yes?
That's true, yes.
Well, my hope is that once we get Father buried and she's willing to leave, I can take her to the distant town of Krezk. It is far enough away from here that I would hope Strahd would leave her alone. While we can't leave this land, we can at least move her and get her as far as possible. I hear they even still have semblance of a town there as opposed to all this. And he turns around and gestures to the near empty bar, the rotting bits of wood that seem to make up the beams in this place.
Barovia's not a very lively place, is it?
No, it is unfortunately not. Hasn't been for
Realistically,
a very long time.
realistically speaking, once Strahd has taken an interest in a girl, has he ever been known to leave them alone?
It's actually interesting. He's never really been one to take an interest in a woman before. At least not like this. Usually if there's something he wants, he comes in, grabs them, and then he's off before anyone can blink. This seems different.
That is interesting. That might be useful. Okay, so what is your purpose for coming to speak with us?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping that some adventurers might be handy in helping us give my father a proper burial, escort him safely to the church so that we can perform a service, or at least inter the body. And then if we could impinge upon your goodwill to get my sister to Kresk, we might be able to provide you safe lodgings, at least for a bit. I don't know how long I can keep you safe. In Strahd's lair, no one's truly safe.
Well, I do like safe, and I do like
try and make your
lodgings.
time with us at least a little bit better.
And how far
He
is
is just laughing.
Okay.
Because he can't promise anything.
Not at all. And he seems to know it. He is a man built on hope.
He is not fooled one bit.
So you said, though, we have to take your father to Krezik. How far is that from here?
Well, imagine that the 3 cities in this land are kind of laid out on a string. It's the one furthest away, probably several days travel through the woods. There's enough places along the way that we could seek shelter, but it will not be safe passage.
Well, at least
This
you're
is
an
a fool's
honest
errand,
man.
ladies. But I leave it to you if you decide you want to go through with this.
Well,
Here's the girl we were looking for.
yeah. That's the
I
thing.
mean,
Well, one of the girls we were looking for.
care.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't
That-
care.
He is one of the girls we were looking for to try to get, like, some kind of answer as to, like, what I'll say Strahd's big plan is. Like, if he needed to use this girl for something or not.
I think we should help them, despite the fact that he can't promise us anything. And I'll turn to him
I think we.
I think we should help them, even though he can't promise us anything. And she'll, like, lean towards him and be like, I know you're still here, but I'm gonna talk about you.
And he just kind of smiles and goes, please, by all means, can I get you another pitcher of wine while you all chat, perhaps?
And at this point, Jayos will notice that she's drank a majority of this pitcher already. Like, the whole time he was talking, she was just like, glug, 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 glug.
He looks at the other 3 women, he's like, maybe 2 pitchers?
She never left your mouth. You just
So I think, though, we should try our best to help them. I mean, Lady Ava told us that Irina's important, and maybe this is the path we were meant to be on.
This is the path that she foretold, maybe.
Yeah, so this gets Jayos's vote, and, like, she'll just take another glug.
Well, I think it's highly possible that this might be our only way out of here, is if we follow this path.
I just
And I
want to
have-
make sure that that girl is safe. Nobody should have to live in fear and stay indoors the way that she does.
Right. The poor girl.
Because I know that.
So Ismark is away getting your drinks, and he returns with 2 pitchers in hand. Places them on the table. Do we need extra cups? I noticed that you didn't have any glasses.
For her.
We
And I point
don't
to Jazz.
always
I was
use
gonna say,
cups.
They barely hit the table. You just take them.
He returns with a couple glasses, given that it's a short distance to the bar, and he sits back down and starts pouring wine for each of you, being an absolute gentleman.
E will kindly take the glass, but she's not going to drink anything from this establishment. It's highly
Jazz.
unlikely that she's going to...
She's just gonna drink it again.
Yeah.
Like, you distract them with a conversation, and then you just out whatever was in the
The more you drink, though, the less you notice how abysmal it is.
As a rule,
Yes, that soon, so.
unless he is very disturbed, she doesn't drink. She likes to keep a clear head.
Smart.
That's why she carries tea.
There we go.
I like that you carry tea.
I know, like she's just like, oh, I'm gonna make me some tea over here.
Okay.
Alright,
So
let's-
you all sit and drink for a little bit longer. You get to know Ismark a little bit. He explains how he and his daughter were the burgomaster's son. The burgomaster was responsible for basically collecting taxes and tithes and presenting that to Strahd, but most of their relationships, thankfully, did not go any further than Strahd would come every once in a while, once a month, terrorize the town, take his take, and then be on his way. Strahd would occasionally, of course, have his playthings, but nothing really terrible. In the months leading up to their father's death, suddenly the torment got worse. Fire would rain down from unknown places. Wolves would show up and just start attacking buildings, commoners, people. You get the sense that what once may have at least offered some semblance of safety is now no longer safe at all, which would explain why the town was so empty walking through it. You barely saw anybody.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so they've all left.
They've all
Or
left, or they're not leaving their
died.
homes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Or that, okay. Is this all coming because Strahd threatened them somehow? Like, he wants the girl, and so, like, if she won't give up, he's gonna just terrorize everybody?
It's like he's done that without caring about
Go
before
ahead
he
and
even
roll an roll an insight check, E.
Okay. Forgive me, roll 20 is very frozen.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay.
I
Okay.
forgot to open my character sheet. It's been 84 years. Like,
It's been 84 years.
First roll of the year. Yes!
Good start.
Could have been better.
So, piecing together the information, you kind of get the sense that where Strahd was happy to leave people alone before, he's apparently discovered this woman. And for some reason, this change in behavior, you put together, he's never been obsessed with specific individuals before, let alone of the, of women. He has been spending an unnecessary amount of time in the town as of late, and he's almost been terrorizing the town, trying to get them to give up whatever he wants. When the burgomaster wouldn't acquiesce to giving access to his daughter, the attacks became more severe to where they were holed up in the house for a while.
Okay.
And you can basically get the sense that this is largely because of her, even if it's not her fault.
Okay. So, like, he's mad or he's trying to impress?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
You know,
Like,
it's
assert
displays
his
of
power and he's frustrated. Okay.
Exactly.
I get it.
He's
Oh, poor Strahd. He's
frustrated.
compensating.
I heard that.
He knows full and well what he's capable of, and she's not afraid to say.
So,
He's going mama mode in this campaign.
He has dealt with things like this before, and she's not afraid.
so I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Like, what time of day is it? Did we get here?
So you arrived around noon. It was
Okay.
an extra like day's ride from the Vistani camp.
Mm-hmm.
But you had the horses, so it made it quicker. It's probably like 2 in the afternoon at this point.
But it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Hey.
Hey.
I mean, realistically, the only exception being it goes from being dark to slightly less dark to being dark.
Got it.
The clouds here are so thick that you can tell when it's daytime, but it's never really bright out.
Right. So,
Like, even my dark vision does not help.
oh no. I think what we should probably do is, well, I guess we should talk to Irina.
Yeah, let's
See where her head's at.
Interesting lady.
But I would like, if this is going to be a few days journey, if we could talk to her, gather up some supplies, and then if there's a safe place for us to spend the night and set out early in the morning.
Okay.
That sounds like a plan.
So you want to make your way to Irina.
Yeah, let's talk to her first. And actually, as Jayas is saying this, by the way, her speech starts to become real slurred. Like, she's just downing the wine. Like, I think we should go talk to her, and then
Irina. Yes.
Ismark stands and kind of claps Jazz on the shoulder. I like this one. She's fun. You're all wonderful, and thank you so much.
I'm gonna like do the thing where I put my hand on top of his hand and be like, I think you're fun too. And then she's gonna wink.
God. She's so fun. Do you happen to know how to date?
No. I don't, unfortunately.
We can teach
we
you.
might have Bride at the house.
Oh, I heard that, Jay. Okay.
She's just gonna like.
He's kind of confused by the line of questioning, but he's like, well, whenever we're ready to go, I can take you to home.
You can find out. Oh, you're in the house, you're gonna find out.
Yeah, we'll go home with you. And she like winks again.
God.
I'm just walking out of the bar now. Like, they can like joke all they want. I'm just like, let's go.
He just kind of stands up, smiles, and goes, "Oh dear, okay." As he approaches the front door, he draws a longsword out of a scabbard, and he kind of checks the outside first before stepping into the dark.
And like, he just opens her eyes super wide. Like, this is extreme. This is no joke. Okay.
I'm just thinking to myself, oh,
He notices your reaction, and he's like, "It's not safe out here. I'm not going to make any illusion that it is."
Okay, in that case, whenever he says that, he like starts twirling her crafting hand. Just in case. I'm getting ready.
So you all step into the dark, yes? Everyone's going towards the mansion?
Into the darkness.
It's
Okay.
dark.
I believe in a thing called love.
Oh my god.
You didn't know this was the musical episode?
So this is why I need the puns.
I was gonna say, the joke is on you. Every episode is
The musical
a
episode.
musical episode.
Yeah.
Alright. So you all make your way
Downtown.
down towards this area.
downtown.
Downtown.
Oh my god.
It's so good.
Okay. So, as you are wandering through streets. The floor is cold and hard dirt. The midday still has a bit of a chill on it. It's not cold, but it's definitely noticeably that the sun is not getting any strength here, and it does not warm your bones like it should. As you exit the Blood of the Vine Tavern and head straight south, you come across a weary-looking mansion that is squatting behind a rusting iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate is completely thrown aside and on the ground, while the left kind of swings lazily with the light breeze. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gate repeats with mindless precision, almost like a metronome. Weeds choke the ground around the building and press with menace up upon the house itself. Yet against the walls, the growth has been tramped down to create a path almost all the way around the home. So it looks like someone's been kind of marching around the outsides. Heavy claw marks have stripped the once beautiful finish off of the outside of walls. Great black marks tell of fires that have assailed the mansion. There's no glass in any of the windows, and they've all been boarded up. All of them are blocked with planks, each one marked with stains of evil omens. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna be like, nice place you got here. And by the way, I took the pitcher of wine, so she's just gonna like look.
You're just walking with.
I just walked away with a pitcher of wine.
That's fine. As you left, Ismark threw one more silver coin at the barkeep.
I might need this for later.
That picture.
Did they have like a casting protection here? Because like, how are they keeping these? Oh, never mind. I know.
As far as, well, go ahead and roll a Arcana check.
Okay. Again, I apologize for my frozen.
That's okay.
There we go. That's
12. Okay.
appropriate.
That's fine. So looking at the outside of the house, you don't notice any sort of arcane ward, no etchings of like arcane relics, no natural divine energy. All seems to be just boards and very strong architecture.
Okay. Interesting. Can we tell what's been clawing at their house? Or like, does this dude know? What's his name?
Is your husband Ismark?
Well, do you want to ask Ismark, or do you want to check around the house?
I would rather use my own insight. I mean, I'm a druid.
Go ahead and roll a perception check. And
I mean, I don't trust him completely because he was lying to us, like straight up lying to us. So, like, I know he wants us to do something for him, but like, just be honest. Perception, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that'll work. So as you're approaching the front of the house, you kind of look down at where the weeds have been tramped down and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There are both human footprints and wolf paw prints alike.
Okay, are these like average sized wool, or are they more dire in size?
They appear to be the size of normal wolf paws.
Okay.
And the feet prints do appear to be humanoid.
Okay.
They're like just regular shoe
How
size.
about like their depression into the earth? Is it like about as deep as it would make sense for them to go?
Yeah.
Okay. The reason I asked that is because I was wondering if they were like walking on their hind paws. Okay, cool.
No, definitely seems to be four-footed creatures.
Okay, cool. All right. I'll let the girls know what I've discovered. So,
Okay.
and I'm gonna ask Ismark if the human prints are from people patrolling the perimeter of their house.
He kind of has a bit of a
Oh no,
citizenship.
I didn't hear what you said.
Me
I heard
neither.
you say smirk.
He smirks and he says, "Unfortunately, no. The citizenship has not been lending their assistance, and nor would I expect them to. Something's been wandering around outside the house, keeping tabs on us. when I've poked out, I've managed to slay a couple zombies that Strahd has risen. Dumb creatures, so they're easy marks.
Well, that's fantastic. That's just
don't
the
say.
best news. So, shall we go inside?
Of course. He walks up and kind of bangs on the door a couple times. From within, you hear a female voice kind of shout out, "Who goes there?" And Ismark is, "It's me. You're fine. I found some friends." And the door slowly opens, and you see the slit of what appears to potentially be a young, pretty woman, but she's got a fierceness behind her eyes that kind of sets you back a little bit. Like, for those who have seen her, you're like, "Ooh, this one's got fire. I like it."
Yeah.
Like, she looks like she could drink a few pitchers of wine. Probably,
yeah. So you all enter, and as you step through the front door, you see the interior of the mansion. The mansion is well furnished, but the fixtures itself all show signs of wear. Noticeable oddities are the boarded up windows and presence of holy symbols in every single room. As you enter, in a room to the right, you can see the burgomaster in a side drawing room in a simple wooden coffin, which has been surrounded by wilting flowers and a faint odor of decay. Irina looks to her brother and goes, "Where did you find these people?" And Ismark just kind of shrugs and goes, "Bar."
And as he says that, Jayos will empty...
ears, I can hear that.
Hold on, everybody talked at once.
Yeah. Sorry.
One more time.
You go, who is me?
Okay, Mandy will go first. As he says the bar, Jayos is just gonna drain, like, the remainder of what's in the pitcher, and then she's gonna just look around, like, see if anybody's watching her, and she's gonna shove the pitcher down, like, in a bag, or, like, you know, she's gonna, like, store it away somewhere.
Okay.
With all of her other things.
I just poked out, just pointing to my ears, and I'm like, I could hear you whispering. Look at them.
Look at her.
Oh,
there's
she is
Irina.
She's so cool.
Also, hi.
No wonder Strahd's interested.
Hell, I'm interested.
As you enter, she kind of shakes her hair and tucks her sword back into a scabbard. It looks like she was pretty much ready to stab who was ever on the other side of the door. And you all enter. She and her brother seem to be talking just kind of off to the side as he relays his conversations with you, and that you've potentially offered to help get to the church so that they can properly inter their father. Irina approaches the party and kind of so Ismark tells me that you're all here to help?
We've been summoned.
That's one way to say.
Or do you mean by him?
Barovia.
Ah, I'm sorry. And you can see in her eyes she is definitely somber and solemn about it.
For whatever reason he had summoned us here, we're not going to play his game. You don't have anything to worry about from us.
She nods. I appreciate your bravery, and I do wish you the best of luck. We can do everything we can to help you. Strahd is strong, and strong-willed, but we'll do everything we can to help you. And she kind of leaves the end of the sentence open. Help you how? Question mark. Protect you from what? To the best of their ability. You don't sense great confidence behind that.
Okay, well, E is actually going to nod at her and say, "Excuse me," and she's going to walk towards the room that they have her father in.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
I'm just standing with Ismark and Arena.
Okay.
I'll go with E to where their father is being.
Okay.
Jayas gonna just start like mindlessly wandering around, looking at like
Wandering.
Sniff out some wine.
Yeah, she's like
wandering. It's like, this is a great place.
she's like looking at tapestries, like checking out the woodwork. You know, she's had like a pitcher and a half of wine. She's under a lot of stress, so she's just gonna like take in what's going on in this house.
Okay. So as you're kind of meandering, definitely various what you assume to be holy symbols of different kinds. Of interesting note, doesn't it seem to be just one? It seems like anything that has any kind of divine power has been sketched or scribbled somewhere in the house.
Like
whether through
from
actual,
I was gonna, like different religions or
yeah, like
Okay.
different religions, different gods. So deities in Dungeons and Dragons is a little different in that there's the various religions for each god, but the fact that the gods exist is not contested. The gods largely shaped this world in very direct and meaningful ways. So using their symbols is often a cry for help or save,
right.
some kind of effort to save them. However, the connection with deities is very, very, very weak. Only prominent paladins, clerics, holy people typically ever get any kind of direct sign.
Gotcha.
Okay, so they are real and they can influence what goes on in the world.
Absolutely.
Okay. Cool. Good to know.
So
so for the people who, what do you want to do?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, so as she's going around and seeing these, she's just gonna be like, oh, I know that one, that's this so and so. Oh, I think I've seen that before. Like she's just kind of like muttering to herself about
And she's just making up names. She's
yeah,
like,
she thinks she actually knows, but really she's like, oh, light hand, he's a guy. Oh, this one. Like she's just making shit up.
And kind of just like throwing her arms out like in a grand gesture, like, oh, that's this person.
Yeah, and like doing like the whatever like the sign of the cross would be for like that deity, but she's probably just like waving her arms about.
She does the blitzball symbol.
And that's it, yes. She's like, oh yes.
Oh, Xanarkin. We need you.
Oh, Xanarkin, I know that deity.
Oh, it's too funny. Oh. So in I guess the room where their father is laid, E is just gingerly and slowly walking up to the casket that they have him in. She notices all the wilted flowers. She's gonna druid craft new flowers all around his casket.
Okay. So as you do, its new life starts to spring forth from the flowers that are starting to wilt and decay, almost as if they were laying seeds directly beneath their stems. The new starts to overtake the old, and it's not before long that all the flowers lining the casket are once again vibrant, full of life, and the scent of fresh flowers starts to overpower that of decay, at least for a little bit. Irina comes in and kind of whispers a thank you. It's been many days. It's been 4 or 5 days now. We haven't been able to leave, or at least I haven't been able to leave. It seems every time that I leave, some manner of beast is accosting me. Everyone make a perception check.
Perception. Oh my god, whoever's that is, it's so loud.
17.
Okay.
Hold on.
One off.
I am. Oh, there it is.
What? Really? I should have the highest roll.
You
I was
should.
gonna say, A natural 1, but a +7 is kind of impressive.
Really impressive.
Okay, so Janaga, you notice that under the high collar, you can see 2 somewhat fresh puncture marks. They don't appear to be super recent. It's probably a 2 days worth of healing or so.
Oh my gosh!
But
Please.
you do get the sense that he's been feeding on her at least once.
Mm.
Are you gonna tell anybody?
So
Yeah,
you're
are
the
you
only
gonna
one that
say
noticed
anything?
it.
She's like how is she like right next to me basically? Me and E. Where, like,
Yeah, you're pretty close, which gave you.
Anybody?
Yeah,
You don't
you
want her
can see
hearing
it.
these thieves can't.
Alright, then I'll say it on the earring and hope. Alright, so I'm gonna pretend. I know. Sorry, the webcam's not working, but I'll just say for the people watching, I'm grabbing my earlobe, and this is what we do when we need to speak on our little cool-looking, fashionable earrings. So she's got these little visible bite marks. I believe they are bite marks on her neck. I believe he must have been feeding on her, but they don't look.
And now I'm wondering. I'm thinking to myself, I wish that there was some way I knew to like. As this is gonna sound so terrible, but I wish that I could see her naked. And like E is looking.
Does
at
E
her,
say
like,
this?
One of the street.
No.
Oh, okay.
E's like, but you can see on E's face, she's like, you can tell she's undressing her in her head, but not like in a dirty way, just but a curious way.
Okay.
She wants to see if there are signs of a struggle.
So okay.
Okay.
While you're doing that,
Like,
I'm hoping did not know I was saying all that, so I'm just gonna spoily say, this beast that you speak of, has it ever attacked you? Because we don't know it's him. Coming in
So natural 20. She is rolling to see basically all the side conversations, perception.
oh.
So she sees right through your question. And she stands up and she's like, if you mean has Strahd managed to get in a good hit or two? And she kind of pulls her hair back. And now she's just straight up showing you. Yeah, he's gotten me twice. However, thankfully my brother was there to help and at least get him off of me. Tip to the wise. Be careful watching his eyes.
I'm gonna look at Ismark and say, "You're lucky you're still alive."
He kind of hikes his thumbs into his leather belt for a minute that has, various accoutrement on the side with pouches and stuff, and he's like, yeah, definitely lucky, but not for lack of preparation.
Oh dear God. Have some modesty, dude.
Jayas is sad that she's not in the room when this happens.
It's like we just hear that off in the distance.
She's still doing it. Like, oh, that.
When Irina rolled the nat 20, not only did she see through that question, she saw through the wall into the other room and was watching what Jayas was doing.
God.
All I'll say back to her is, though he has a name, he is still a beast. Just remember that.
Oh yeah, clearly he is an asshole. Major asshole.
I'm gonna turn to E and go, I really like her.
I know, I really like her too.
Well,
Although I've addressed her in my mind, I'm not trying to actually get her naked. So-
Why does Strahd want you?
Are you
she kind of
blind?
heaves a sigh.
I know, right? Like, she's hot. Like, I get it.
She gives a shrug. She's like, I honestly have no idea. You look around, and I'm guessing there's two types of people in Barovia. There are ones that seem more lively, like us, and then there's ones that are dead behind the eyes. And if you notice, Strahd never seems to go after the ones that are dead behind the eyes. He'll torture them, he'll terrorize them, but he never actually attacks them.
What's happened to them to make them that way?
Been this way since birth. You'll see that there are some people that just there's nothing to them. There's no substance behind the eyes, so to speak. Give me 1 second. This is out of character. I'm going to see how much they know about this.
Okay.
Let's see. Barovian lore. Here we go.
Do we know if like their dad just died of old age, or
Well, they said it was mysterious.
mysterious? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said it was like,
His heart
although people
gave
die all
out.
the time, it was like unexpected.
I think it's something to ask.
Okay, yeah, no, that's pretty much all she knows.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's cool. Would E have any personal insight into this?
Not about the two different lives. That's something very specific and unique to Barovia, which you might uncover in your adventure.
Okay.
But suffice it to say that just by looking at people, you can kind of tell some people seem to be alive, and others just seem to kind of be there.
They're just animated.
Right, like they're people as far as you can tell. If you cut them, they bleed, but there's just very little there.
Okay.
It's the difference between like a Vistani and the bartender.
Okay.
Adrian, your mom says you need pineapple juice.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks.
Oh, I want pineapples.
Jeez. Thanks, Mom. I'll send Michael to the store. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
So as you all kind of get situated and sit, Ismark leaves the room for a bit, and Irina kind of gets to know you all a little bit better. You share some of your adventures and where you came from. And she tells you a little bit more about how creatures have been assailing the house for what feels like weeks, night after night. It's not safe to travel the roads after sundown. There have been all sorts of wolves and terrible creatures attacking the house, and earlier this week, the burgomaster's heart just gave out. He couldn't take it anymore. But since his passing, there hasn't been any recent attacks.
And that was 4 days ago?
Yeah.
Okay. It's interesting.
I don't want to make this funny, but every time you say Burgermeister, I hear Esther.
I do too.
All the burgers in town? No!
All the burgers. He's in charge of all the burgers.
They're all gone.
I keep thinking Heat Miser for some reason, and I don't know why.
That's another one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Keep diverting.
So
plan.
Yes,
Eve's
yes.
just gonna like cut through all this formality crap and be like, so what's the plan? Do you guys have a plan? Do you have a day? Do we have a mission outlined for this?
No. The plan is essentially we take my father to Priest Donovich up the road. We have a family plot there where everyone's buried. The hope is we can bury him, and then we'll gather our belongings and just go. There's nothing for anyone here. The town is barely populated. The most we can do now is try and seek shelter as best we can.
And you are insistent on coming to that?
Oh, I'm going. I'm going, yes. I would hope you would come with me, but I'm going.
What do you girls think about maybe trying to put her in some kind of a disguise?
I would be for a disguise.
They
I'm
said
a
beast, so
What?
he has like bats and wolves he controls as spies, and I feel like they would be able to see through.
Meanwhile, Jayaz is upstairs continuing her tour of
God.
the West Wing Gallery of Religion.
She's
The
just
West Wing is forbidden.
yeah, she's just wandering around.
God.
Did you find a road?
He's just like silently walking up.
Have you entered any rooms yet?
Oh, jeez, here it goes.
No,
What are you doing?
I haven't gone into any rooms with doors yet. Like, I've gone it like, oh, this is the dining room, so there's a doorway. Like, I've done that, and I'm like,
Okay.
I wonder if there's anything, you know, just interesting. She's on like,
Can we have Ismark like following her like at a distance to where she wouldn't notice, but
No,
is like
Like 5 feet
laughing
away.
at her?
no, you guys haven't even noticed that she's just like flittered away. She's just
No,
like
Ismark. Like, can we have Ismark following her, like laughing under his breath, like trailing her?
as I just wander through their house.
No, Ismark is, for all intents, currently downstairs chatting with all...
Yeah, he's got more important things to do.
I tried.
Are there-
We'll notice until we hear like a thud, and we're like,
Are there any like ornate looking doors upstairs?
Roll perception.
Oh, my first roll of the year. Oh no, I rolled that. I was like, my
Oh,
first
you
roll. I already rolled one.
Perception.
See if it's better than my first roll of the year.
A 9.
Nope.
I mean, the doors all appear to just be doors, but one line on it.
But what? You cut out.
The door at the end of the hallway has like a little placard on it.
All right, so she'll go to that and be like, ooh, piece
Okay.
of
It's a
candy.
holy sanctuary.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You see the door, and it has just the word office on it.
Offike. Must be Barovian.
Calm down there, Dory.
That's exactly what I thought.
So
Escape.
yeah.
That looks like the human word for escape.
So she's gonna be like, wonder what's behind door number 1, and like she's gonna go into the office,
Okay.
and she's just gonna, she's like
Dunder
that-
Mifflin!
she's the nosy aunt who's like way too into your business, and she's just like poking around, like she gives no fucks right now.
So as you enter, you basically find the burgomaster's office for several weeks now.
Mhm.
There's a desk. There is a boarded up window. There are a couple shelves of books and what appear to be like ledgers or documents of some kind. It's sparse. It's pretty bare. But that's what you see.
Is there like a big comfy desk chair?
It's surprisingly modest.
Oh.
It's wooden, but it looks a little... has like a cushion on the seat in the back, but it's not super cushy.
All right, she's gonna sit in the
Is
seat.
she?
And she's gonna be
Is
like,
she drunk enough to see anything more interesting in this plane room?
shut up. But she's gonna sit in the seat and she's gonna be like, and like just kind of like poking around the desk, and she's gonna be like, I'm the burger master.
My God.
Like,
Like, maybe
You're not
something
shout that from upstairs.
yellow.
shut up.
Just saying random shut ups to like people you think are next to you, but they're not.
Shut up.
All right, so Giles is upstairs pretending to be the burger master,
She is. Yeah.
master of all burgers in Barovia.
Yes. She's happy. This is the only time she'll ever be happy in Barovia. Let her have
About
it.
what time is it now?
I mean, it's not much later than when you were at the bar. It was a short walk to get to the mansion, so maybe 30 minutes there. But if it was 2 o'clock before, probably easily 3 now.
Oh, here's what I'm thinking, if this is okay with Ismark and Irina.
Irina.
What?
Oh, I said Irina.
Hmm.
Irina?
Sorry.
Something. Her name, okay?
Sorry.
The girl.
Stay the night here, and then in the morning we go. Ask it.
That was gonna be my plan because I feel like it's already getting too late.
She looked around. She's like, sure, that's fine. I have, let's see. There's our rooms upstairs. I'm sure we could probably fix you a place to sleep in the office, and then there's my father's bedroom.
We suddenly hear like a book or something hit the floor. We're like, I think one of us already took the room.
You just hear from the upstairs a very muffled.
Oh, the burger master! I'm the master of burgers and burgers!
God.
At that point is when you realize she's missing.
E is gonna request just a place, hopefully like at the highest point of the house that she can get, that has a good vantage of as much around the house as she can. I mean, because she doesn't sleep anyway.
I mean, we've boarded up almost all the windows to
Yeah,
protect
the windows.
ourselves. There's no good views out, but we can definitely put you somewhere higher up. If you wanted to take one of the wooden planks out or something, that's totally fine.
Yes.
Okay, sure. Once we get everyone situated, I'll take you up to the peak, and you can look out from there.
Thank you.
Now they
Is there
don't.
anything else anybody else would want to do?
Irina's safe in the house, right?
Seems to be, yes. That's where she's been holed up.
Stay near Irina's room.
Okay.
Question. As she's taking me up to like my high place,
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask her where she was and like how Strahd got a hold of her. Like, how did she make herself available?
Oh, well, these attacks aren't necessarily recent. I was
Well, the one was
trying-
only 2 days ago.
Well, yes, I was meaning, it's
Oh, okay.
since my father passed, but before that I would try and, just make my way around town, go to the Blood of the Vine Tavern, try and have
Okay.
some wine. There's also a mercantile where we can get some supplies, since it's much harder to get access to things these days.
Okay.
I also tried to continue doing my father's business, see
Okay.
the citizens and the townsfolk, and see if I could offer them any help.
I see.
Unfortunately, they don't want to be around me anymore. This one was while I was out trying to get to Priest Donovich.
Okay. Well, at least I know he's not attacked you at your house.
No, he can't get in.
Right, that's what I was making sure. Okay.
So she takes you up to. There's essentially like a widow. I'm getting an echo.
Real
Me
bad,
too.
yeah.
It's really bad.
Jenna, I think it's your mic.
Wow, is it?
Yeah. Okay.
Yay.
So you go up to essentially a widow's peak within the house. There's a boarded up archway window that some of the planks you both work together to remove two of, which allows you to get a decent view outside of the house, exposing too much open space for something to get in. Irina is aware that Strahd has bats at his disposal and doesn't want to create too many points of entry into the home.
That's fine.
Do you need anything? I can get you blankets, water, anything?
He lovingly looks at, or endearingly looks at her like a young child and says, "You haven't known many elves, have you?"
She goes, no. We only have Barovians here. There's a surprising lack of anyone else.
I appreciate your courtesy, but I will be fine, thank you.
Okay.
Just look after yourself.
I will. I'll start preparing a meal for everybody for later this evening. We can all go to bed. Thank you again for offering to help us.
You're very welcome. And if you happen to have anything that is meatless, that would be great.
She kind of chuckles. We definitely do. I'll prepare something. So with that, she goes downstairs. The rest of you are all kind of spending your dinner is prepared shortly, and there is very few meat options, largely probably because the farming culture here is not able to raise them very long without them being eaten by some kind of wolf or other beast. As the evening continues, fires are lit in the fireplace. Everyone sort of takes up quarter in their rooms. You stay awake all night, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Does anyone do anything before going to bed for the evening?
Jayas has just passed out at the burgomaster's desk. Like, she's riffled through a bunch of papers. She stacks some books to make, she pretty much, recreated Barovia or what she's seen so far, but with books. Like, she used some, building blocks. Like, she's just really, she's gone to a weird place. Like, she's
actually a genius.
Yeah,
disguised in,
She probably, found, a letter in there that's might be important and was like, oh, this would be perfect for a roof. But, she's having, PTSD from Death House and dealing with it the best way she knows how.
I'm gonna stick.
If I poke my head in there, I'm like, "Are you okay?" I'm just hear you mutter, "Yo, no."
Yeah.
So the two rogues are staying the night in the burgomaster's old bedroom. The sheets have been changed, and obviously, it's a livable space, but you can't help but shake. There's a sense of sorrow in that room.
Just sit outside Irina's door.
Yeah. Are you trying to be sneaky about it?
No.
Okay.
Daggers ready in case I need them.
Okay. So you're just kind of posting up and trying to keep her safe, right? As the evening continues, sometime around what you assume to be midnight you are looking out the window, and from here you have a straight shot view to up on a small hill. This it looks like a chapel, like a church, and while you can't make out, yeah. Well, it's all the way down on the other end of the map, basically.
Oh, I assumed super in. Sorry.
As you're watching in that direction, you do see what appears to be this green, eerie fog start to rise up from behind it. And while it's too far away to make out indistinct shapes, you see a procession of green, transparent humanoids leaving from the church, wandering off out of the city in this direction.
Oh god. Oh, okay, so down the road. Okay.
Yep, yeah, they're not wandering towards the house. It just appears this like weird pulsing glow starts behind the church, and then a procession just starts to lead through the city and then out towards the roads.
Okay. Is there any greenery growing on this part of the house, like on the outside?
As you look down, there's the weeds and everything that are around, but the only thing that's growing is mostly weeds or tall, dried out straw.
Okay, so nothing around like the window that I'm looking out of, right?
No, not really.
Okay, never mind then.
All right.
Okay, I'm just gonna let them walk by.
They wander, and it takes what feels like maybe an hour before you see the last of them proceed out of the town.
Okay.
The rest of the night passes without incident, and that is where we're going to take our first break.
Okay.
Okay.
Da, da, da. And with our first break, we're gonna pull
Another
our
echo.
yeah another
Spooky.
echo. Somebody has an open mic. That's what it is. So we did this Yay We're Twitch Affiliates giveaway. We've been running it for a little over 2 weeks, I guess now, 2-3 weeks. So there are 3 different prizes that you could win if you entered our giveaway. The first place prize is a super cool bath bomb, stressless D20 bath bomb, I should
Hold on,
say.
I have it here somewhere.
It does.
It's
You can't see it anyway because the camera is
Yeah,
not
cameras aren't
working
well,
on
dang it.
D20.
It's awesome.
But it's super awesome.
It's
Just
link it.
beautiful.
I
You
was
could
gonna-
link it in our Twitch chat.
yeah,
I can.
you could do that as well. So you could look at it as I describe how cool it is. It is
On
a
the
D20
thing.
bath bomb by Off the Beaten Bath. It is super cool. It has a surprise inside. We're so blessed that we had these donated to us to do a giveaway. She's a super cool person. You should check her out. We'll have the links. I'm going to tell Adam right now, put those links in the chat for
I'm working on it.
For
I
Off the
didn't
Beaten
have
Path.
it ready.
the second place prize is a gorgeous set of green nebula dice from Critical Hit Collectibles. I saw these dice when they posted them one time on Twitter, and I was like, oh my god, we gotta have those. Let's give those away. So that would be second place. And then third place, we wanted to do something extra special. So our very own Adrian is handcrafting
Our very own
something-
what?
Our
Oh,
very
no!
own druid. I'm sorry. I'm like rocking in my chair as I talk. Our very own druid, Adrian, is going to be handcrafting an item, and I believe we decided it will be a pillow, if I remember correctly. Is that correct?
Yes, and not just any pillow. I'm gonna make an actual D20 pillow.
Hello.
A beautiful D20 film.
So, with that
So-
being said, my dog is like, hey, it's break time. But first, before we go to break, we're going to draw that third place winner right now. Doop-a-doo.
Right, meow.
Oh, this is cool. I've never actually drawn winners before, so I can do one at a time. So I'm not even going to know who second and first are. So the third place winner is... That's okay. It was like, just like, Melissa. Oh, okay, I don't want to say the full last name because, you know, things and stuff. They might not want that out there.
Just first letter
But
of the last
yes,
name. I guess.
Melissa K. Her screen handle thing is at Jersey Girl List, so that's super cool because I'm assuming she's originally from Jersey, but she did this from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Congratulations! Wow, this tells you everything. The specific
Yeah.
entry of hers that won was a tweet on
Wow.
Twitter.
Thanks for doing it. Yeah.
Yes, that is so awesome. So Melissa K at Jersey Girl List, if you're watching currently, you are the winner of the Druid Made D20 pillow. We will be contacting all the winners later. Also, I meant to mention this as well. We ended up having 1,095 total entries. So
Woohoo!
that's super cool. And with that being said, we are going to.
Yes.
With that being said,
With that being said, we're going to go to our 15-minute break. And when we get back, we will draw the second place winner for the Critical Hit Collectibles Green Nebula dice set. So
Ooh,
stay
dice.
tuned.
Who will get the precious?
We'll be back.
We will find out in 15.
all right, we'll be back.
Burgermaster.
Welcome
Burgermaster.
back
What is a
to the
Burgermaster?
Sisters Slay D&D.
What is a burgermaster?
We're here
maybe it's
discussing what a burgermaster is.
It's kind of like the mayor.
Oh, okay.
If you know,
they're specifically the mayor of a Dutch, Flemish, German, Austrian, or Swiss town. In case you were curious.
Mm-hmm.
According to the Googles, but yeah, they're essentially like the mayor. They do
oh,
the
so they are
taxes
like
and
just
the
a
whatnot.
mayor.
Oh.
All right,
And I sent
are we
a
ready
rare
to
message
pick our
back
second place winner?
She did respond.
Let me see.
Hold on.
One final check. No, not yet.
Okay.
Adrian, you got frozen in the funniest way. Hold on.
Oh,
please
We are
wait.
still
Don't.
fighting technical
Hold on.
difficulties.
When we
It
first
looks like-
started.
It
Please.
looks like you're falling. Hold on.
Please hold while we figure this out.
I'll send my picture to her.
Just frozen like that.
Oh my god.
We're live. Maybe since we're live.
No, we
No, we can't hear you.
Okay, that would be why.
Not a bit.
Sorry, guys, we're having. All right, can we hear me now? Can we hear me now?
I still haven't heard.
Wow, this is great. This is fantastic. What? Goodness. Well, bad news.
We're so good at this streaming thing, guys. We're so good.
I know. We're so good.
Can you guys hear me now? Why is
Is everyone still watching? Thank you.
Yeah.
why is this not working?
Because this is fun.
Oh, Mandy, that's great.
Glitches and coughing.
Can you hear me now?
So-
With the picture I posted.
What the
I can
heck?
hear you, Andy.
Can't hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear Mandy.
I see you now.
Can't hear
All right.
you, no.
So, thank you guys for holding on. I have to try running Discord through something else. So please bear with me for a moment. Why it suddenly decided not to work while it worked for the whole first part of the stream, I do not know. Let's check in with the fam, shall we? Can you hear me now?
Yes!
All right.
Hooray.
There we go. I was like, let's check in with the fam. Great. So, now that we are all back and we can all hear each other, let's pick our second place winner for the We're Twitch Affiliates giveaway. Second place, as we said, is the beautiful set of Green Nebula dice from Critical Hit Collectibles. Somebody throw some links in the chat, please. And thank you.
I'm on it.
People
I'm
that
on it.
know
I'm
how
on
to
it.
do things like that. Do
Adam's
that
quicker
thing.
than me.
Yeah.
I'm on Google.
Adam is all my
What
all
was the
my
color?
links. The Green Nebula.
Green Nebula. On
Yes.
it.
And
It's
while we
right
do
here.
that, I will draw the winner.
Boom.
Drum roll.
That's Dark Nebula. That's close.
Not Dark Nebula, just
It's like
Nebula.
that, but green.
It's like that, but green.
Ooh, we have a Brit.
We have a winner. Are we ready?
Yes.
I don't
Is
think
it
you're
me?
ready.
Did I win?
It's not you.
I'm ready for this jelly. Did I win?
I would love to This makes me excited. All right, because they are not from the United States.
Mhm.
So that means we are worldwide, fam. They are from Nottingham, England, which makes me
Very
Ooh.
even more excited.
Bit.
They won by showing
Makes me
their
happy.
hashtag Sister Slay Love on Twitter. And their name is Joshua D. I forgot I was just gonna do last initial Joshua D. from Nottingham,
He
England.
is at
@shadows_assassin.
Oh, is that?
Oh, he hosted
Is
us.
that Shadows?
Yes.
Because this has a different @ listed. Oh yeah, now I see when I click on it. Yay, we kind of know him. This makes me even more excited.
Anybody else just singing all the songs from Robin Hood in their head?
I think he's watching. Yeah, he was watching earlier. Oh, this makes me, I went from being really excited to really sad because he was watching up until our break time.
Yeah.
He's super cool.
That's okay. He'll still be excited because he's gonna get cool stuff.
He's gonna get the
that's awesome.
coolest stuff. Oh man, I'm excited
I will
for
send
him.
a message right now.
I am personally offended by that comment. But that's okay.
So we're gonna get back
Sorry.
to Barovia, and then we will draw our grand prize winner at the end of the stream. That was the fade into now it's Adam's turn.
Good morning, everyone wakes up. We're done the stream. Draw the main winner.
Woohoo!
Yay!
I just really want to know who it's gonna be, but I promise to give you guys a good game up to that point. So, everybody does wake up in the morning. Ismark is actually the first, and he is downstairs preparing some food and breakfast. Somehow he has busted out like the legit breakfast stuff. He manages to find a little bit of bacon. He's got some eggs, some cheese. Makes like a little frittata thing going on.
Is he making
clearly
some
pulling out all the
bread?
stops.
He is husband material.
Mhm.
Ah.
Breads and cheese on the table. There's some water.
Mm.
There's even some freshly juiced oranges. Not exactly trustworthy oranges, but hey, he tried.
Do I need to cast Cure Wounds over the juice?
You determine that the juice is safe. However, you're not sure as to how ripe the oranges were when they were picked.
Okay.
So they're not deadly, just, not delicious. But he tried. Bless his heart.
Bless his little heart.
So yeah, you all have a pretty hearty breakfast. It's 9 in the morning. Jayaz, go ahead and roll for a hangover. I want you to make a Constitution saving.
I was like, what roll would that be? Constitution saving throw?
Yes, please.
Remember, guys, I have a very low constitution. What? Drinking champ! Whatever year we're in, Barovia!
For those of us who are technically challenged at the moment, what did she roll?
Nat 20!
A natural 20.
She wakes up with no hangover, and she's just like, "La, la, la."
She has like a handmade ribbon like pinned to her chest, not even like, tacked down. Like she actually pinned it to her chest, so there's a small wound that says, "I'm the Burger Master." You're like #1 Burger Master. All the furious typing.
Sorry, I'm engaging with chat because there's some questions about
We
stream
have our
quality and
winner.
stuff, and
Yeah, in the
it's
chat.
just he's back.
Yay!
Yay! Well, then, real quick, we could do the whole thing again. Yay! We kind of know him. He's so cool. Oh, we're so excited. Yeah, Shadows Assassin. All right. That was pretty much it. What we did. Nottingham. That was also it.
And I whistled.
Yeah, then we sang Robin Hood songs.
Yep.
And then we
Alright.
got no
No,
hangover.
we don't. No hangover. So, much to everyone's surprise, Jayaz is the first one down after Ismark, having breakfast, and as all the other girls come down, you see Jayaz, and she's just, like, enjoying breakfast, totally fine, commenting on, like, wow, the candles in here are so nice and light. Do you guys hear anything? I don't. My head's great. Just rubbing it in people's face.
Yeah.
She's
She's-
drunk.
She's
Like,
trying
oh.
to, she's like basking in like what would be considered sunshine in Barovia. There's like
I'm so mad.
like a little less dark light coming through the window, and she's like, just like, that feels great on my face. This doesn't bother me at all.
Meanwhile, Amelia comes downstairs kind of sulking, like, what is in that wine? Was she even drunk? Who knows?
I mean, at this point, I would expect her to just act like that normally too. So
Exactly. So you all have a pretty hearty breakfast, and you start to go through the morning. At a certain point, you do start preparing the casket for travel, and you close the top of the coffin. You nail some nails in to secure it, and while it was quickly put together, and Ismark kind of apologizes as you're all hammering it down. As you know, I'm sorry, we kind of made this last minute. Me and my sister crafted it. We're clearly not woodworkers. You've prepared and are pretty much ready to go.
So the church that we're taking this casket to is the same one that I saw the creatures emanate from last night. Yes?
You are correct.
Oh, well, that's great. That's
zombies or whatever. I don't know what they were.
Definitely nefarious creatures. So I'm going to very openly and very loudly tell everyone what I saw last night and try and see if this is exactly what we need to do. Like, are you sure this is what you want to do?
Ladies.
Because this is what my elf eyes have seen.
Now, are you saying this in front of Irina and...
I'm saying it in front of everyone.
Okay.
Jayos.
I wait to see if the girls say anything
I was
first.
gonna say, Jayos is in the middle. Like, she's got, like, a piece of some kind of bread in one hand, and, like, the glass of fresh, maybe orange juice in the other hand, and just, like, a big smile on her face, and she's making, like, loving eyes at Ismark, like, oh, man, husband material. And so she's just, like, she's just basking in glory right now. Like, Barovia's great. Like, she thinks this plan's great. The day's great. You guys are all great. Wine is great. She loves food. Everything's
well,
fine.
obviously, Jayos is compromised. I mean, like...
Well, this is why we were summoned here, wasn't it? Like, Madame Ava said we were here for a reason. This is the only reason we have so far.
Okay,
Yeah,
well...
great.
Okay, at least we're aware of what we're heading into, and no. Can't say I never told you anything. Alright.
Thanks for the heads up. I could see that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask if anybody might have any knowledge on how to deal with creatures like that. That they might impart some of that knowledge on us before we head out, just in case.
So Irina kind of tells you a little bit about the zombies that she's hacked up. You got to be careful with them, because as soon as you start hacking away body parts, just because they're separated from the body doesn't die.
Okay.
So watch out for the limbs, watch out for the arms. They'll still try and grab at you even when you've gotten rid of them.
So how do you deal with them?
Just keep cutting them up.
But you
That's really all there is to it.
Okay.
We'll just
Inching
throw 'em.
closer and closer to your
Okay.
Fire would definitely work. Any kind of holy magic.
Only we was the one that knew how to cast fireball.
Oh, if only. Fine, I'll go.
I'm just like sitting there eating, and I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal as everyone's making it out to be.
You're the strongest one.
Oh, you sweet summer child.
Her child.
All right. Are we ready to
go?
Okay. So you all take a pummel and kind of grab the edge of the casket and you lift all at once. And as you leave the front door, it is as bright as it's going to get. The sun is trying its best to peek out from behind thick gray clouds,
Sunlight.
but it's all just kind of overcast. Of interest, as you like exit the house and make it past the front gate, where one of the doors has been torn off its hinges and the other one just kind of swings lazily in the wind, you notice ravens starting to perch along housetops that almost seem to line the way down towards the church. Irina looks up and kind of smiles. She turns to the rest of you and says, "Ravens are good luck. Maybe we won't have such a difficult trip after all."
How many ravens about would you say there are?
Oh, there's a lot.
Hold on, I'm choking. But I have something to
Well,
say.
okay, you enjoy doing that.
When did we transport to the California coast? And when is Tippy Hedren gonna come birthday?
So, I was gonna say before I started choking on absolutely nothing, Jayas is gonna smile up at all the ravens, and she's gonna like, again, you know, she does that thing where she always looks around to see if anybody's like looking, but she still does it anyway. But she's gonna pull out some of the baguettes that she has, and she's gonna just break off little pieces, and she's just gonna kind of be like leaving little pieces so that the ravens have something to eat as they're going by.
Oh,
okay.
Just like pretty
Pretty birdies. My Roll20 just rebooted itself, so I'm gonna spitball here.
Oh no.
So you're all making your way up to the church. You managed to get through most of Barovia. You know, no distractions or anything like that, aside from the ravens just popping up to say hello. And
Ismark and Irina. For those interested.
Yeah. In a matter of about 20 minutes or so, it takes you to walk the length of the town to where you start approaching the church.
Making our way uptown.
I was
Oh my
thinking,
God.
take me to church. I can't get rid of Ismark's face, so I apologize.
Oh my gosh.
More like
There it goes.
get rid of Ismark's face. I see you.
I was trying to show the church, and his face wouldn't disappear.
Here's the church. Here's the steeple. Here's Ismark. He is my people.
He is my people.
Got it.
Thirsty Irina, but whatever.
She gonna try and hit it. Oh man, it got rid of all of my prep.
Oh no, I was gonna make a stabby stab joke, but I'm just not. I'm not even gonna do that.
Hold on, we're good. I can get there. I got this.
Your
We can do
sweetheart.
it. All right, so those are there. All right, so y'all see the church now, right? I got that
Yep.
right.
I see
Cool.
the steps.
I see blackness.
You
Wonderful.
have to scroll.
Okay.
Scroll.
So, atop a slight rise, against the roots of the pillar stone. Oh, nope, that's. Is that right?
Oh, I love the chat.
Je ne sais pas.
Making my way uptown, cursing the Baron, and I'm church bound.
Next week, starring guest star Michelle Branch.
Yeah. We're like, you know what? Curse Roll20 and their last minute update screwing things up. We're just all gonna have a sing along now.
Correction, Vanessa Carlton. Sorry.
Sorry,
I
is it? I always get those two mixed up.
They
Wow,
look very
looks like you
similar.
rolled a crit 1
Oh,
Adam.
On piano knowledge.
piano singer knowledge.
Where your druid / bard comes in with all the 20s.
Clearly, I have not made my way downtown. I walk slowly. I trip and fall, and I knock out a tooth. I suffer 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
I mean, that's totally understandable if you've been hitching a ride on her floating piano.
So guys, Dungeons and Dragons, right?
Yeah, instead of you guys carrying the coffin down, you're just going down the streets of Barovia on a magic piano. Okay.
We just use the coffin as a piano. We're like,
What are you doing to my father?
Yeah, meanwhile, Irina and Ismark just look back like this, like horrified.
Jayas has just found another picture of wine, and she's like, this is great. Everything's fine. Barovia's beautiful.
Put that picture in the coffin. Get
Oh
it
my
out.
god.
Is Roll20
Okay.
working again yet? Have we? Are we
I'm gonna bring it back. Let's bring it back. So,
okay.
we've made it to the church atop a slight rise of the pillar stone that supports Castle Ravenloft stands a gray, sagging edifice of stone and wood. This church has obviously weathered the assaults of evil for centuries on end and is worn and weary. A bell tower rises toward the back, and a flickering light shines through holes in the shingled roof. The rafters strain feebly against their load. As you approach the doors, you see that the heavy wooden doors of the church are covered with claw marks and scarred by fire. As you approach, Ismark and Irina are kind of leading the pallbearers. They place the coffin on the ground and they bang on the front of the church. And you can hear the thumping of it hitting against the door. The dun, 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 dun. But there's no response.
Is the door unlocked?
Would you like to try it?
Yes,
Yes,
please try it.
Okay. You go up, you test this big, beautiful brass ornate handle, just twist it, and the door does come open. It opens out towards you. There's
Oh.
two basically French-style doors that pull outward into the chapel.
We had put the casket down for a minute, you said?
Yes.
All right.
I turn to the rest of them. I'm like, is anyone coming in?
Before we go in, Jayos is going to do that holy symbol that's totally legit and not the
God.
blitzball thing. Like, you know when you enter a church, how you would do, like, the sign of the cross and do the water and all that? She's going to, like, do the symbol and
The
then...
prayer hands around the ball and bow forward.
Yeah. And then she'll pick the casket back up.
Irina looks at you kind of curiously. That's interesting. What deity is that?
It's just something I picked up in my travels. It means, good stuff and hope and light and yeah. Like she just like
I'm behind her shaking my head like, no, it doesn't to Irina.
She kind of smiles and has a smirk on her head. I'm glad you guys are here. This would have been a lot harder to do otherwise with my father being dead. But you guys seem fun. I appreciate it.
She means we're strong.
Yeah, she appreciates our actual.
Our strength.
Yeah.
She appreciates
So-
your strength of having the world's most wonderful hangover.
So as you all entered the church, the doors open to reveal a 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hall leading down to a brightly lit chapel. The hall is unlit and reeks of mildew. 4 doors, 2 on each side of the hall, lead to adjacent chambers. You can see that the chapel beyond is strewn with debris, and you can hear a soft voice within reciting a prayer. Suddenly, the prayer is blotted out by an inhuman scream that rises up from beneath the wooden floor. Ismark and Irina both turn to you and kind of go, the townspeople don't come here anymore because of that, and they kind of gesture towards the ground.
Okay.
And I walk over and look.
Where are you looking?
They point to. They point to
Oh.
that.
They just kind of gestured down towards the ground where the sound came from. So you can kind of infer that there's some kind of off or a basement level.
Can I
Beneath the church.
perceive what it is?
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Woohoo!
21. It is the scream of a young male, probably in his late teens.
Okay.
It wasn't words, it was just literally like a scream.
Okay. I'm not gonna tell anyone what I know it to be yet, just because we're in such close proximity with people that I might not want to know that I know.
Right. Okay. So you've got the 4 doors, 2 on each side, and you've got the basically the abbey in front of you. As the screams echoes die down, you can once again hear the mutterings of prayer coming from the room in front of you.
Okay. Well, let's drop this thing off so we can get out of here.
Is anyone staying with the coffin? Or do we bring it with us?
We carried it in, I thought.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you have it with you still. I imagine you would bring it into the chapel itself.
We're not gonna just drop it, like walk through the door and be like, "Yep, here it is."
There you go.
Bloom, we're out.
Yeah, I guess we'll bring it like more towards the center of the room.
Okay. So you all move forward with the casket and place it gently between the broken pews that have been destroyed. As you enter, you see that the chapel is in shambles, with overturned and broken pews littering the dusty floor. Dozens of candles mounted in candlesticks and candelabras light every dusty corner in a fervent attempt to rid the chapel of any shadows. At the far end of the church sits a claw-scarred altar, behind which kneels a priest in soiled vestments. Next to him hangs a long, thick rope that reaches up into the bell tower. As you approach, you hear once again from the floor the scream echo throughout the chamber, and you hear a young man's voice cry out, "Father, I'm starving!" The priest has his eyes clenched tight, and he's muttering in prayer. He hasn't heard you approach or looked up to see you. This is Father Donovich.
Well, he looks
Ew.
rotund.
He looks well fed.
No wonder
I wanna say
why.
He looks like the priest in Outlast too, but that was very disturbing.
Interesting symbols he has upon his.
Is it the light of the thunder?
That looks like a
La, la, la,
blitzball symbol to me if I've ever seen one. I wish my camera worked so you guys could see my hand motion.
Crazy.
Damn. It's true. Alright, so we're hearing the screams. He's just... I'm assuming he's the one chanting religious gibberish.
Yes.
Like, we know that at this
Notice
point.
us yet?
No, he hasn't noticed you. He's got his eyes tight. He's very prayers right now.
So Jayas is
Dude.
gonna... Oh, go ahead.
It's like priest dude.
Hello?
He looks up. His eyes are kind of hollow. And he takes notice of the party first and then the casket. And then he stands and approaches you. Is this the burgomaster? Sorry, he's stumbling over his thoughts. He's clearly been tormented by this for you don't know how long. He tries to put his words together and put on a kind face. Again, clutching a holy symbol underneath of his vestments, trying to heal himself, especially being around people. You kind of get the feeling that he hasn't had anyone in his church for a really long time. Without even almost acknowledging, he's like, come, let's make this quick. And he starts heading towards the front of the church.
Okay.
Do we notice anything? Like, obviously the place is, like, in disrepair. This guy's a little off-kilter, and we're hearing this screaming. Do we notice anything else that would, like strike our interest or, like, be like, hey, bad news?
Nothing that you see in here aside from the
Screaming,
just
you mean?
That's what I'm saying, aside
Yeah.
from...
There's
You're just
the
shouting
wanton
over the
destruction
screen.
that you can see that the church has been infiltrated and destroyed at some point by creatures. The altar's been scarred up with various claw marks. The church itself just appears destroyed. So between that and the terrible sounds coming from the undercroft, this church is very much in disrepair.
Alright, so Jas is gonna kind of motion to everybody else, like, as he's going towards the front of the church and be like, are we gonna ask about this? Are we gonna ignore that? And, like, just kind of motion to the screaming.
No,
like...
we're gonna ask about it.
No.
Father, what's
I
that?
definitely plan on doing something about that for sure. Just not gonna talk about it yet.
I'm just kind of walking amongst
Sorry,
all the pews, like, thinking I might find a clue or something.
Blues Clues.
Okay.
Are there any obvious symbols in here about what deity this church might be like worshipping?
So everything that you can see, go ahead and roll a religion check.
Can we all roll a religion?
Yeah.
Oh, all of us? Oh.
Whoever wants to see if they can decipher what the different things are.
That didn't go well.
We are not
I believe
religious.
nothing.
What's a god? I don't know.
Jayos clearly has been bullshitting everything. She knows nothing about any religion.
So as E is kind of looking at the various portraitures and some of the different instruments around the room, you notice that this is indeed a temple of the Morning Lord.
But Thander?
Is that Lathander?
But Thander.
I haven't created mythology for the Morning Lord other than
Okay.
But yeah,
I didn't know that was something that she had
I
created.
suddenly hear a weird southern accent and
Yeah,
Like,
somewhere
huh.
in the distance.
I heard something.
Praise Lathander.
Praise the the Morning Lord, which you know a little bit about, is bringing new dawn, life, sun,
Not giving you hangovers.
bountiful harvests, not having hangovers. Basically things that are positive and good in nature.
So this is morning, like bright, sunshiny day, not like morning, loss, sad,
Correct.
death, Barovia. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. KK.
Bother about the damn screaming?
Donovich kind of turns as he's trying to make a beeline out. He looks at you, just goes, "Oh, that's my son," and he turns and just keeps wandering towards the door.
It's just his son.
I'm just gonna look at everybody with my hands up in the air, like, what?
Oh, just his son. Like, just
In
like
someplace. Okay.
Like you do.
Yeah. All right. So I'm guessing we should just follow him. We got to get this whole body thing taken care of. And then we can
let's worry about the dead and then focus.
Yeah, and then focus on the living.
Good priorities. I like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you all go outside and you are performing, basically you're helping dig the plot for the burgomaster. Ismark and Irina are doing the majority, but you also lend a hand to try and ease their burden a bit. Once the plot is deep enough to house the coffin, you all lower it in, and before covering it with dirt, Priest Donovich says some words and some prayers to the Morning Lord in exchange for Kolian, the burgomaster's deliverance from Barovia, protect his soul and spirit, and help him find relief from this hellish place. You all continue to help cover up the body, or with the dirt that was displaced, and it isn't long before the grave is properly sealed. However, there's a family headstone, but no individual. As you're all heading back, Irina and Ismark take a moment to kind of say a few words for themselves. However, neither of them appears to be stricken with grief as much as I think that they've basically been cried out, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
They've gotten past it. This is just the technical end of where they've been trying to get to. And as you all walk back, Priest Donovich grabs Jayaz by the shoulder and just very quietly whispers, "You need to get her away from here." And he gestures to Irina. She can't stay.
Okay, but first we're gonna have some questions, sir. And like she's gonna just kind of like side at, like she doesn't know why he chose her, but she's just like,
You broke up there, but I'm going to assume this is about the son.
Yeah, this is about the screaming coming from inside your church.
My he looks like distraught and exhausted. He brings you back into the church, and it's surprisingly silent. You don't hear anything. And as soon as the footsteps start to hit on the soft wood, you hear a shout from the bottom again, from underneath the ground. Strahd turned my son into one of those vile creatures and sent him back to me as a constant reminder. And I pray every day that the Morning Lord will send me some kind of salvation, a way to save him, or a way to help him find peace.
How do you have him confined?
There's an undercroft that was originally meant for storage beneath this church. He's not incredibly strong. He hasn't eaten in... He looks and kind of thinks for a moment. And he can't remember how long it's been. A year? Months? It's been several seasons at least.
Okay. Then we need to go. Girls, we need to get out of here. We need to go. Let's just take Irina and go wherever we're gonna go next.
You've had your son locked up for how long?
Donovich kind of shakes his head and closes his eyes. I don't know anymore. I think it's been a year, maybe more, maybe less.
You can't just let him rot, though. Like, there has to be something.
He's no longer human. Don't worry, he won't.
Well, if he's no longer human, why is he here?
Because he's my son. The Morning Lord will give me a way to save him. I just need to be vigilant, be his servant, do my best.
Before we leave, E wants to talk to the priest and say, is there anything that you could bestow upon us to help us with our travels? And she's gonna tell him just enough, not like everything that they have planned, but just a little bit to let him know that they're trying to like help out this family, and ask if he might have any like protection, like holy symbols or anything that we could take with us as we move through here.
Okay. As you ask that of him, Donovich kind of lets out almost a defeated chuckle under his breath, and he's, follow me. He takes you to his office, which is this door down here.
Okay.
And move just the two of you in there because it's a small room. But
Okay.
Mandy, you should still be able to see, I believe.
See it. Yep.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I can see it.
Awesome. So in this room, you see an old desk and a chair standing against the south wall with a wooden holy symbol mounted above them, which resembles a sunburst.
Okay.
There is a 10-foot long iron rod attached to the north wall, suggesting that a tapestry probably once hung here as well. Against the far wall stands a wooden cabinet with 4 tall doors. As Father Donovich comes in, he reaches the cabinet and pulls out a tinder box, a few boxes of candles, and 2 well-used books. As he hands them to you, one of them says Hymns to the Dawn.
Okay.
And the other one is one hell of a title, so I will copy paste it in our... But I will also say it out loud for everyone watching.
For funsies.
Try your best.
The second book, and the title takes up the entire front cover of the book, is The Blade of Truth, the uses of logic in the war against diabolist heresies as fought by the Ulmist Inquisition.
Okay.
I want that book.
He just shouts it from the next room over.
Well, she reads it out loud, so I'm like, I want that book in it.
As Donovich hands you the book, he kind of taps his hand on the Hymns to the Dawn book and says, this has several prayers, songs. Maybe it'll help lift your spirits. Maybe it'll help the Morning Lord find you and keep you. Unfortunately, I do not have anything else. but I wish you luck.
I do appreciate everything that and I hope that some hope comes to you. And can the girls hear me or just Father Donovich?
You two are in the room right now, unless one of them is trying to eavesdrop. No one would hear you right now.
Okay. I'm gonna say to Father Donovich that I personally understand his struggle right now, and unfortunately I can't give him any solid hope of wisdom, but he has to focus on himself, and he can't be overly burdened with his son's problems right now. That's the only thing that I can give him, any advice or anything, that he needs to look to himself and focus on keeping himself okay.
He kind of sighs and his shoulders droop, and he's like, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll do my best to take care of myself and hopefully see a path from the light out of this.
I hope that your God will give that to you.
While they're in there talking, could I like talk with our little crew that's like in the center of the church, just twiddling our thumbs?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just like inspecting the claw mark.
So I
I can hear you.
So I'm just gonna like look at Amelia and Janaga and be like,
Yeah.
are you guys okay with this whole like monster son living under the church for morning Lord knows how long situation?
Not really any of our business.
And she's just gonna roll her eyes at Amelia and then turn to Janaga and be like, you're okay with this?
It really is none of our business. I agree, but we need to concentrate on the girl.
She's gonna throw her arms up in like disappointment. Like, it just bothers her that this
What do you want us to do?
I'm gonna put a hand on your shoulder and say, I know, but we need to help her first. She's in more danger than that boy ever could.
But what kind of existence is he living if his father is saying that he's not a human anymore and he's a monster and monsters should be destroyed? And then he's saying that he can't because it's his son. But if his son's long gone...
So do you want to destroy him?
I don't think we should leave something that is supposedly so dangerous just chilling in this church.
Well, it's his son. We can't just go up to him and say, can we kill your son for you?
I mean, could we though?
No!
But if we...
One of us will do it. You want to go kill a person?
He's not a person anymore, he said.
Well, if we can possibly do something about Strahd, maybe it is some kind of curse that's on him. And it will act partially, or maybe, you know. In this world, we do not know.
Joss will cross her arms and just get like that pouty face. And be like...
And again, it has nothing to do with us, so...
Well, I don't have a good feeling about leaving this thing at the church.
Think about it.
For those of you standing in the hallway, make a perception check.
Where's my perception?
Okay.
Rolling good at all.
I'm so pouty, I'm not perceiving anything.
So as you are having this discussion, you hear the voice cry out, I'm so hungry, but this time you hear a thump. Janaga, you hear it specifically coming from down in this direction at this door at the end of the hallway. It's just a quick series of dun, 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 like something trying to break out.
Oh.
Or knocking on something.
Don't do it.
I'm just gonna turn to Jayaz. I know you're pouty right now, but he might be through that door, and I just point down the hallway, just trying to like point her head towards that way. Like, if you want to go do something about it, you go ahead.
Why?
We're not doing anything.
Well, I'm not gonna go kill the kid or thing without you guys. Or without this guy, and she'll just, like, gesture.
What?
I'm not gonna go by myself.
I'm just telling you where I feel he is being held right now. You
Can the
if
father
you
and
can
I
convince him, go ahead. But we spoke our piece.
Are Ismark and Irina, like, chiming in at all? Or they're just like, Mommy and Daddy are having a fight and we're gonna be the oblivious children?
I guess during all of this discussion, E is gonna come out of the office now that she's got her booty. I'm gonna give Amelia that super long titled book.
Here.
Written down. It's the blade of truth, the uses of logic, and the war against something. I don't.
Diabolist heresy.
Heresy as fault by the Olmus Inquisition. Thank you. I'm going to read that.
Oh, this book that I've always wanted.
I guess I'll hang on to the hymn.
Okay. So you hang on to the Book of Hymns.
Actually, I want to give those to Jayaz.
Okay.
She seems the most likely to sing.
That's true.
Little town, just a quiet village. Like, suddenly I'm filled with song. I don't know why. She's alright, so when E comes out, Jayas is still being like super pouty.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure E has seen this look on her face before. She's just gonna be like, this is important. Is this like a wooden floor or is it like an earthen floor?
No, the floor is made of wood. You are definitely standing on like a wooden structure.
I was gonna kick at the dirt. Is there like could there be
There's a ton of debris
is there like
around.
a pile of debris?
You're standing in like a room of shattered pews. I'm pretty sure you could kick something.
Pew pew. So she's just gonna be like, she's like a toddler. She's just like mindlessly kicking at the debris and being like, she'd be like, E, nobody wants to kill this monster with me. I know it's gonna end up being bad, and it's not really our business. But I don't think we could leave and leave this thing here.
I'm giving her like the mom smile, but I feel sorry for you look. Like the one that's like, I'm smiling at you, but I feel sorry for you because you don't really understand what you're asking for.
The dad's right there, and you're talking about killing his son.
I'm gonna go up to Jayaz and I'm gonna just reach out to her. I'm not gonna like put my arm on her, but I'm gonna like rub her arm just a little bit and tell her that I will explain to you why that is such a bad idea whenever we leave.
I thought you were gonna be like, when you're older.
You're older.
No, like I'm gonna level with her and I'm gonna tell her and I'm gonna say to the rest of the party, there's something that I need to tell you, but I can't do it now.
Yeah. As you're all having this conversation, Don is clearly just done. He's gone back to his altar. He's back on his knees, and he is muttering prayers to the Morning Lord.
Get her out of here.
If anybody wants to, you can roll an insight check on Donovich.
Is there a way to like try to memorize like the words of the prayer he's saying? Also,
it's not so much like a repeated prayer as much as it's
okay.
just pleading and various different
did I not hit the right
hymns
thing?
or rituals or readings. You kind of get the feeling that he's been at this for a really long time. You could determine that he's read basically whatever holy scripture he has front to cover, like cover to cover.
So
trying
it's
to
just
get to
like
the
more
level
like
is.
religious babbling, not like the power of Christ compels you over and over kind
Right.
of thing. Okay.
Nope, he's
Power of
basically
Christ
reciting
compels-
what he's memorized of the
Is
morning
this the
text.
Exorcist?
I don't know a lot about religion things, so like I use what I know.
Suddenly, Linda Blair, spider walks backwards down the stairs.
I told you we should kill it. It looks like Linda Blair.
It's pea soup.
So Jayaz and Amelia, since you rolled high enough, you kind of get the sense that having this conversation right next to Donovich and the fact that he just went back to pray gives you a little pause as far as Donovich is clearly at a point where whatever the Morning Lord wills will happen. If this is what he means for my son, this is what's going to happen. Otherwise, I'll find some way to fix this.
No. Well, he's very weak right now.
Oh my god. Are you seriously getting on board with her?
I mean,
Jayos gets a glint in her eye. She feels a little hopeful. Like, yes, go on.
I sympathize with this man. To see his son suffer in this way, this is no kind of existence for either one of them.
So
And
don't
I'm
you
torn as to what to do.
don't you
I don't
think
know.
Are you sure
it
you're
would
just not getting your personal life wrapped up in these problems?
My personal life has nothing to do with a father and son relationship. It's just wisdom beyond what you know right now about the situation. It's not like sympathies. It's not in that same way. And I'll say to Jayaz, why don't we try? I don't know what to do. I don't know if Strahd's curse could be extended to this boy, and if we do something to get him to break this curse or whatever might happen, and if that doesn't work, we can come back and see if anything happened.
But
and
what
then
if we
relieve
don't come back?
Is that a threat?
It's not a threat. It's a reality. Look around you. Like, Barovia, I keep saying, is a great and wonderful place, but we all know I'm a drunk. We all know I have a soft heart. And I just don't feel right moving on, leaving this guy, and she gestures to religious McFreak up here. Like, this guy is clearly out of it. This church is in ruins. There's screams coming from the basement. If we do anything, we don't know how far we'll get in our mission, but if we could at least lay this poor creature to rest and maybe give his father, some reprieve. And then she'll take out a piece of baguette and just eat that.
I'm going to ask Priest Donovan. I'm going to pull some surprisingly fresh crackers from my pocket and hand them to Jayaz.
And then pat me on the head.
Yeah. I'm going to ask Priest Donovan if what it was that I saw coming from his church last night. What was that about?
Okay. So you approach Donovich, and he kind of looks at you, and he clears his throat, as I just did. And he tells you this story about how every midnight the spirits of dead adventurers rise up out of the church graveyard. These were not spirits that were necessarily buried here, but they make a silent procession all the way to Castle Ravenloft. They're all people that have challenged Strahd and failed, basically.
Oh, that's great. Well, did you hear that, everybody? Did you hear that? Doesn't that sound great?
Much about Strahd.
Everybody's saying burn the church.
Holy fire!
Some of us have the ability to do.
I'm getting tired of all this, and I'm just gonna be like, what? Okay, so what are we doing? Like, we have to make up our mind.
Honestly, that's one way we could kill the sun for sure. Is if we were to burn the church down.
Burn down this guy's home.
What kind of home is it?
I don't know what you're typing, and I want to know. Like,
I'm just reading the chat now. Do they do the monster mash? Maybe the graveyard splash?
I just said burn down for what? Because
These are my people.
whichever way the majority lies, E's gonna land on that side because she's honestly torn. So I guess let's take a vote. Who wants to
It's none of our
try
business.
to sun?
You cut out,
Just
so I
get it
heard.
over.
I just heard. Who wants to try, son? That's what I heard.
I said, who wants to try to beat the sun? And who wants to just go about our business and leave this be?
I want to go
Beats
about
the
our
sun?
business.
Da-da-da.
We already have something to do. We have to take.
Are
Okay.
Ismark and Irina like
Ye-
still here? Like they can hear all of this going
That's
on?
what I was gonna ask.
Still here.
I'm just gonna
yeah,
turn to
they're-
them and say, "Are you okay with all of this?"
Irina and Ismark kind of look at each other for a moment, and they don't know of a way to kill a vampire. And it sounds like his son was turned and sent back. Even if we went down to fight him, there's no way that we could destroy him.
Exactly my
And I
thoughts.
turn to the rest and I'm like, "I believe you have your answer now."
Don't we have fire and we have plenty of wood for stakes?
We don't know for sure if that's how you kill a vampire.
None of us know anything about vampires.
Do any of us know anything about vampires?
Some of us might know something about vampires.
Is there a vampire check for that?
So Adrian, we really need to figure out what E
I
knows.
know. Okay, like, do we want to out E right now? I'd rather not do her now. Like, I don't think that that's appropriate.
Right.
Don't just be like. I don't know.
Okay, so for like safety's sake or sake of the story, Adam, like, would we have that knowledge available to us? Like, can E just make the elective decision to say that we just need to go? And like, she says it with such authority that I like hope is convincing to the rest of the party that we should just leave this be.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that you guys haven't yet just kill a thing yet.
I didn't want to, so if you want to go, we're going.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's leave. I'm so sorry, Jayaz. And E like assures her that they're gonna have like a talk when they get back to their house, because I guess that's where they're going now. Is that where they're going? Back to the home.
Or Arena to get stuff.
Yeah, I think that would be the best move from here.
Okay.
Can I do a perception check, like looking out the door and seeing if anything's waiting for us out there?
Sure, go ahead.
It's probably still about like 1:30, right?
I'm rolling so bad, guys.
Yeah, it's in the afternoon. You look outside. There's nothing of any danger. The ravens all appear to have left.
Okay.
18, the year Amelia rolled really bad.
That's okay. It's out of combat. This is fine.
All right. So everyone's deciding to just kind of leave. We're gonna head back to the.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is where it gets interesting.
Oh, great.
As you all leave and start heading back, you make it about all the way to the mansion before you realize Jazz isn't there.
God.
What?
So, Mandy,
Yes.
we are gonna have like a mini solo adventure here
Oh,
because
man.
you chose to stealth away from the party and rolled really damn well.
It's
What?
Wait,
Oh
hold
my
on. What?
god! Mandy, how could you?
Oh my god.
I was
that's
trying to
what
figure
Tabby
out how to do a stealthy roll, and I couldn't, so I used my actual shiny new dice and rolled really
And she
well.
just-
I
yeah,
text
she
him a
did the-
picture.
over Twitter, or yeah, over text. She rolled
Trail.
higher than all of your passive perceptions. So, in the honest
Oh my god.
fairness, you guys have made it pretty far. Now, with that said, Mandy, you probably got like a deep 10 minutes to do whatever you want here. So, you go into the room where you heard this noise come from.
Yes.
Call you Yo-Yo from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. now.
Just for the record, my heart is racing right now.
So
It
in this
should be.
room, you see that time and neglect have punched holes in the ceiling of this moldy room. It contains a few broken roof shingles amid puddles of water.
Mhm.
In one corner, set into the floor, is a heavy wooden trapdoor which is held shut with a chain and padlock. You can hear a young man's screams of anguish heard through the door.
Oh god.
Jayas is gonna, she's gonna be talking to herself like, this is the right thing. This is the right thing to do. I know they're gonna be really mad at me. I know I make some rash decisions sometimes, but this has to be done. And she's gonna, like, I guess at this point, oh god, I don't even know if I should have Lego Yas out or not. Alright, so it's padlocked. Is there anything, like, could I see through, like, a crack in the door? Like, or, like, I have to open this door to
Yeah, I was
see
gonna say, you
anything.
currently can't see anything down there. All of the holes
You cut out, I'm sorry. All of the holes.
in the ceiling you can see outside, but there's nothing in the floor.
Okay. So she's like pepped up. She's doing that thing where she's like kind of bouncing up and down on like the balls of her feet. Like kind of like
Like a boxer dance.
Yeah, she's just like, all right, you got this. Gotta be smart. And
That
like,
was fast. Thank you.
so first, she's gonna bar this door
Okay.
so that
So grabbing some of the debris to kind of make a makeshift, it wedges the door shut well enough.
like I want to do it though in such a way that it makes it hard to get the door open should anything try to escape. I want to be clear on this. Should anything try to escape, but should anybody try to come help me, they could force it open.
I
Oh,
like to
dear.
think I don't even realize you're gone. I'm just
How do you,
like,
like, we don't even know you're gone, so.
yeah.
But this
Try
is what
yourself.
she's
You're still
thinking in her head. Like, should shit go cray, bad thing not out, good things come in. Is what she's doing.
Guys,
Okay.
I think it's time to post for another teammate at the local adventurer guild.
So
Help wanted.
she's, oh god, she doesn't know what she's gonna do. Cause I'm trying to, like, is it better to go in with Lego Yas or with Shawties? Oh god, I should have been
Well, I mean,
looking
you gotta get in there first.
I know, I
Go ahead
gotta
and
get in there
roll.
first.
Go ahead and roll a. What is this?
I
A.
don't know.
Well, first things first. You need to remove the padlock.
Yes.
There is no key in this room, as far as you can tell.
Good
So
thing
you can
I
do a
have
lockpick.
those tools. What do I even roll for that?
There should be a spot on your character sheet.
You cut out on me again. Spot on my character sheet.
Bottom left under proficiencies. Use kits.
Yeah, it should be down there.
Thieves'
Yeah,
tools.
it's thieves' tools. But I don't think I can click on that, can I?
That's all that does. Okay,
Oh.
let's a d20 and add your
And add my dex.
Yeah.
Is that?
in your proficiency modifier. So it'll be your dice roll plus 3 plus 2.
Let me just. Alright, so D20 plus, what did we say, 3 and 2? So I'll just do
Yeah,
D20.
so plus 5.
Alright. I'm clicking the plus. I'm just waiting for it to catch up. She's gonna do the blitzball symbol. She's such a fuck up.
Okay, so you take your lockpick kit and you manage to wiggle the lock free and pop the lock on the padlock. However, in the snap and bend your lockpick, making it unusable.
Oh.
You will need to pick up more thieves' tools before you can do any more thieves' tools checks.
Gee, if
Okay.
only one of the thugs is on board with.
Okay.
Okay.
So you reach down and try and pull the door. Feels like age has kind of wedged the door in place. I need you to make a strength check, please.
All these rolls while roll 20 is being twatty. Strength. Oh, that's the first one. Hello?
Not just roll 20, just doing weird things.
Oh my god. Just let me click you.
Oh.
Just
Dirty.
there it goes.
There we go. All right.
See?
So, fueled by wanting to help, you just reach down and just pull it free. You look into the darkness, and your dark vision kicks in, and you start descending some stairs.
My dank vision.
Do yourself a favor, zoom out. I'm going
Okay.
to...
Dang vision.
Yeah. Everything has a name.
I know. I really have to show everybody my card sometime.
All right, so you are now in the Undercroft.
Whoa. I want to
Okay.
see. I'm gonna watch this stream for a second.
Yeah.
I'm trying to... Hold on, let me move our faces. You can
Yeah.
continue. I'm just trying to...
Okay. Make room. It's all good. Okay.
Yeah.
So, the church's Undercroft has made of damp clay and earth. Rotting wooden pillars strain under the weight of the wooden ceiling. Candlelight from the chapel above slips through the cracks, which allows you to glimpse a gaunt shape in the far corner. This is who you see.
That's exactly how I feel right now. Where'd you get this picture of me?
This is Father Donovich's son.
Okay.
This is how they say Dory in Japan. Dor.
Dor.
Oh, weird. I just got kicked out of a... Alright, restart that.
Kicked out of Twitch?
Yeah.
Yep, happened to me. I had to relog in.
Dang it, Twitch. I lost all my chat history.
Damn Twitch.
Okay, I'm talking.
That's okay. So, as you make your way down here,
Downtown.
you can... I have specific notes for Dora.
Also, Twitch seems to be reloading for everybody that's in the chat. So
Yeah.
Okay. So, you come down by yourself. And as you do, you can hear from the far end of the basement, I can smell your blood. I need you to go ahead and roll initiative, please.
Can I just take a moment to inhale deeply as I try to
Like-
roll my initiative?
The most exasperated explicatives are going through my head.
You know what it is? Because you click to roll the dice, and then there's like this long delay, and then it sucks anyway.
Do we still not realize that you left?
At this point, you are probably like on your way to the church. I'd say it's probably taken her a little bit to back. I'll say, for sake of timing, you make it to the top of the hill just as that's being.
You just cut out on me so
Just
many
cut
times.
out like a whole bunch.
Yeah, you cut out a lot. What was that?
If
You guys
anybody
are at.
We made it to the hill.
Yeah, you're at the hill as the sentence, "I can smell your blood," has been said.
Oh.
And that's
Still haven't
when
noticed
the
that she's
camera
gone?
shifts over to them so real life Mandy can breathe.
Oh, you're not gonna be able to breathe.
I know.
I'm curious.
How?
I just kind of stop and I'm like, I don't smell baguettes and wine anymore.
How far do the community
Something's wrong.
earrings work? Like, what's our range on the earring?
Oh, they'll work from here. You can use
Okay.
the earring.
When we hear her screaming, we know.
You think I'm gonna take time to hold the earrings while I scream? It'll be real quiet and all of a sudden,
They cut out every now and then. Yeah.
So Doru goes first. He's gonna move 30 feet and kind of stick to the walls here. Jayaz, as you're standing at the top of the stairs, you can see him running in this direction, but then he steps to the side, and almost as though his body doesn't obey gravity, he just steps on the side of the wall. His body's still straight out
God.
as he kind of perches.
This is dope.
this is dope. This is not dope.
It's your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay. Hold on. I have a thing that does a thing. I just need.
You're gonna die.
I'm
Mr.
gonna.
Assassin, if only it worked that way.
For real. If only. I was just saying. My God.
Oh my. Oh God.
He said,
I'm
said,
clicking
I can smell
things,
your
it's just
blood.
taking
Rolls
a while.
D20 with every point dumped into charisma. No, you can't. Oh, I guess I can't.
Yeah, right.
Oh, if only it worked that way.
I'm looking. I should have opened up D&D Beyond. Is it Hunter's Prey that I can cast?
The prey?
Hunter's
Hey.
Prey.
Oh, Hunter's prey.
Hunter's Mark. Do I have it written
Hunter's
wrong?
Mark.
Mm.
You do have Hunter's Mark.
Yeah, I'm gonna click it because I need to read it and I can't remember how to do that. Oh,
Yeah, so Hunter's Mark
There
will
we go.
allow you to pick as a bonus action. So you
Right.
do it, declare it, and we mark the guy. You can sense where he is at all times, and then you also, when you hit with an attack, you get an additional D6 of damage.
that is
There you go.
definitely what I am doing. I
Okay.
just had to find it. So I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark first.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm casting it, I'm like, you're so fucking dumb. Why do you do this to yourself the whole time? And then I'm gonna, at this point, I've had Lego Yas. Yeah, I woke up without a hangover today. Look what happens.
It's like a meter. It's like, oh, like you're drunk. It's still there.
So I have Lego Yas out. He's within range. Now, what are these just pillars? Is that what I'm seeing? They're just like...
Yeah, these are the wooden support structures.
Alright. And I'm like at an above angle. So I should still be able to line up a pretty clean shot, I would think.
Yeah, you're still
On
15.
him.
You're 15 feet above. You've got a... He's basically standing straight sideways.
Sorry. Okay. Oh, that's right. He's sticking out because he's walking on the wall because he's gonna fuck me up. All right, so I'm gonna draw back Lego Yas, and I'm gonna aim for this fucker.
Oh, good.
But
Okay.
I'm gonna feel real lucky today because I
You're
woke
gonna
up.
use luck?
I'm gonna use a luck point because I woke up without a hangover.
Okay, go ahead. 16 is better. Okay. So you draw your bow back. 16 does hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
All right. That plus
10 points of
1
piercing damage.
and 1d6, right?
Plus 1d6, correct.
Oh god. Do I just have a d6 readily available? Hold on. We gotta wait. We gotta wait
Yeah, I was
for...
gonna say open the dice roller, just click d6.
I'm trying.
I believe in you. You can do the thing.
I
you go,
did
six.
it!
Yay!
Alright, so 16.
Okay.
16.
So you draw back your bow.
Mhm.
I just took a bite of orange chicken. I thought that was going to take longer.
It'd longer for me to die.
Okay. As you loose your shot, it flies through the basement and manages to catch Doru in his shoulder.
Mhm.
However, it doesn't seem to sink in very far, and he
Mm.
just rips it out. It does not do as much damage as your arrows traditionally do with these types of attacks.
Okay.
He suffers What was total damage? 16?
16.
So he suffers less than that.
Okay.
Somebody,
Oh, Mandy, you are okay.
Mr. Assassin points out, push comes to shove, the support structures are probably semi-rotten. So,
I
I
know
would
what I'm
probably
about,
advise
son.
not to hit that, just in case.
Push comes
Or
to
do.
shove.
Or
Jayos is gonna burn the fucker
might get
down.
buried. I don't-
Y'all
Okay.
are gonna come back and she's gonna be walking out like Daenerys through the fire. Just kidding.
As long as you come out with some dragons, I'm cool.
It's gonna be
Where's our
silent, and then
dragon?
like you're just gonna be holding up your shoulders, going, "I'm the Burger Master," and then
Yeah,
you're gonna pass.
All
So,
right.
other ladies, I'm gonna have you go ahead and roll initiative at the.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Other lady.
I mean,
Oh wait,
initiative.
I clicked on something. I'm sorry. That may have been me.
Oh my god!
Oh no, okay.
I knew it was that.
That's all right. I'm gonna add that one for you because that was worth
Oh,
keeping.
you sure?
Yeah,
I did
that's
not
fine.
know if you saw that. It's like, oh,
I did.
my god, I know.
Yeah, I also didn't click on my token when I rolled.
Oh, you didn't? What do you have?
I got, well, when I got the 9, I forgot to click on my token and it yelled at me
Oh,
for not
yeah.
clicking
Yeah,
the roll thing.
yeah.
That's okay.
Oh, I forgot to too. Oops.
Hold on.
Who's singing? What?
It was me. Look at the chat. That's why I was singing.
I need to get character.
Make this like a karaoke thing anymore.
Sorry, this is gonna take me a second because I gotta get Ismar
Okay.
Rena's. Okay. Boop boop a doop a doop. All right, I have whatever that number is, and then Irina is gonna roll.
That's a bad
This
number.
number
That's a
is-
real bad number for you. That's a bad. Oh no, those are great numbers.
I was gonna say you
Excuse
want
me.
good numbers for these two.
I'm sorry. Those are awesome numbers. Those are the best numbers ever.
So, Janaga, you run in through the doors to the church first, and you run towards where you heard the sound coming from before. So you know exactly which door to head to. So you're leading the party. You get there. You go to fling the door open, and boom, the door is sealed shut. What do you
Hi.
do?
I just scream, "You mother!"
Idiot.
All right. Gee, I wonder what I'm gonna do. Shatter Spike.
Oh, I forgot.
I forgot about that
Good.
too.
I'm glad I forgot.
So you withdraw Shatter Spike, and as you do, you can hear kind of the hum of the air and the vibration of the blade, and you just go BAM against this door, and the door doesn't even just cave in; it just goes boom, as though it had been hit by a cannon, throws itself across the door in pieces against the wall, and just smashes on the other side.
Hell yeah.
You rush in. You've got 5, 10, 15. You can get downstairs and still have about 15 feet of movement left. So I'm going to put you downstairs
I
at
will
the
do
top of the
that, yeah.
stairs.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like arrange everything on the camera so you can see
I'm
it
not-
all, and you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I'm not even gonna like realize he's in the room. I like to think I'm right where you are, and I'm like, I'm gonna punch you, blocking that door. Did you hear that? I had to burst it. What is wrong with you?
Even though it's not my turn, can I respond to her?
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna be like, I wanted to make sure he didn't escape. And like,
Adam, my initiative didn't go in. I forgot to.
Okay.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah.
Hey, but I got in twice.
It is now Doru's turn.
Yeah, that's
Seeing
what you
the
want.
other
You wanna give
person
me
come
two
in,
turns.
Doru is going to come back here. He is going to still hide amongst the stairs. Now that there's another person here, he's a little excited to go running after them. At this point, he ascends the rest of the. He's now standing on the ceiling, kind of like spider walking, and holding himself up at the top.
God.
He ends his turn there.
I'm sorry, did you say the ceiling?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Vampires are freaky shit, yo.
Okay.
Yeah.
E, it is your turn. The door in front of you is open. What would you like to do?
How many like feet down is it to like the stairs?
So
I
it's
guess
about.
I have to go in.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's about 15 feet to the top of the stairs.
Okay, could you move my character?
I certainly can.
Thank you.
So
I have 15
there
more
we go.
feet of movement.
Yes.
Yeah, you have 15 left.
I am basically stacking you all on the stairs here, so.
That's
Okay. So
The
Janaga's
party
in
on the
front,
stairs.
and
Yes.
I'm behind her.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3. It's 25. Gotta love that druid math.
Mhm.
Drew it, man.
Sometimes she can do it. Okay, so alright, that's enough. I'm not playing around. I'm gonna cast Flaming Spear.
Nice.
What?
What is that?
Well, that's fun.
Something.
I think that happened last time.
Yeah,
It did,
it
hold
happens
on.
whenever I try to cast from my spell
Oh.
sheet. I don't know why it does that, but I
Let's
think
see
it's
if I can do it.
2d6. Like
Yeah, it doesn't work
2d6
for me
damage
either.
or something like that.
Hold on, let me pull up the. Yeah, I have it. Hold on. Let me pull it up.
I'm gonna sneeze.
Spells. Flaming sphere.
Bless you.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
I don't know
Okay,
if I
so it
have
takes
it
one
here.
action. It's a concentration spell. It is dexterity
60
saving
foot
throw
range.
with a
so
60-foot range.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just tell me where you would like to start, and any creature that starts its turn in that space suffers 2d6 fire damage, or saves half if they make their dexterity saving throw.
I want to do it. Well, God, that's a terrible idea. He's on the ceiling.
He is, but the space is only 15, so I wouldn't worry about vertical space.
I'm not worried
in
about
here.
that. I'm worried about
Burning
wood.
down the church.
Right.
Yeah. So, like, I have an idea for a plan of attack, and that's for us to just set this whole place ablaze and just run.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, where's the father, though? Do we want to let him burn in here?
Yes. What? Who said that?
You did! Who do you think said that?
Holy crap. I got dark.
It's Barovia. It's tearing me apart.
Okay, okay,
On the seal.
this is a terrible idea, but fuck it. I'm gonna cast it right where he is.
Okay.
On the ceiling of the wood floor.
So I have a little bomb graphic down there.
Oh, there's our Xanakin boy reppin'.
I'm gonna put. Can I send him back? Yes, I can. Okay. So Doru has to make a dexterity saving throw against your spell attack. So that is on your character sheet on the spell sheet at the very top.
On my spell sheet at the very top. Okay, hold on.
Should be, yeah. Should be the spell save DC.
15.
Okay, so he has to roll a dexterity of higher than 15
Good luck.
to save.
Ah! Yes!
So let's see. He rolled 7. That does not save. He does not have. Okay, so he suffers 2d6 of
So I'll just do
fire
2d6.
damage. Mhm.
Okay. Hell yeah! That's okay.
Okay.
Better than 2.
So this bomb of fire erupts in the space immediately beneath him, and Doru is scorched slightly and suffers 7 points of fire damage. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn, E?
I'm behind Janaga.
Yes.
I'll stay here. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. It is now Ismark's turn. Ismark is also going to run into
Husband.
the basement here.
That's what you're thinking about right now? Oh my gosh, your priorities.
He's
Okay.
coming to save me.
No, he's not.
Is going to try and put himself between you guys and the vampire. And he yells, "Stay behind me!"
Well, Jayaz, there goes your.
Irina also comes flying down the stairs. And she posts up beside her brother. And then it is now Jaz's turn. Wait, hold on. I'm missing
Amelia.
I'm missing Amelia's.
Amelia.
Where's your initiative roll? 21? Okay.
It's 21.
Gotcha. Sorry, I didn't have your token on the. Get you added here.
Yeah.
1. And you will go right there. I'm going to let you take your turn right now. So you've got 2 turns coming up.
So, yeah, I just go down with everyone else.
Okay.
How close
That's
is
right,
he?
you get in front of me.
He's about 20 feet away from where you were.
Stealth.
Okay, go ahead and roll stealth.
Damn it. I hate this. 2018 does not like me so far.
You're supposed
Okay.
to roll it and send a picture to Adam.
That's how
Please,
it works.
they're in the other room.
New stealth checks.
Okay, what else would you like to do?
I really know. How long can a short bow hit? Can I hit him with a short bow from here?
You should be able to, yeah. The distance on the short bow should be on your character. Yeah, you can shoot up to 80 feet normally, and then like 320 feet with.
So I'll short bow him.
Okay. 20 hits. Go ahead and 6 points of piercing damage. As your bolt flies and hits Doru, again, it seems like his skin is really tough. It doesn't do as much damage as you expected. Was there anything else you'd like to do in your turn?
Good.
Okay. Jayaz, you're up.
Question real quick. I was trying to look. I always forget I have that archery fighting style, which gives me a +2 bonus to attack rolls. Is that calculated in when I click it, or do I still have to add the 2?
Let me look at your character sheet. Hold on.
Like, it just says +5, but I think that's my dex and proficiency bonus. Because it's like dex +0 plus proficient gives me a +5.
+2 to attack rolls.
So I should be getting a
Let's see.
+2, right? Or +7 total.
Yeah, it's not there. I just added
Okay.
an item, so now you should have
Yay!
+7.
Yeah.
Does +7 sound right?
Yeah, because my dex is 3, the 2 for the fighting style, and proficiency
Okay,
is
cool.
another. Okay. I was like, I don't know if it's in there or not. Okay, awesome. So now that everybody has run in ahead of me, even though this was my bright idea, I also love that we're all stacked on the steps like a little Brady Bunch family. So I still have the high point advantage, right? Like I could shoot over everybody. Or he's on the ceiling still?
Yeah, he's on the ceiling.
Yeah.
All right. So I was thinking that, like I had to shoot over everybody, but I'm just gonna still chuck away with Lego Yas. I was hoping at some point I had grabbed some like holy water or something, but I never did. So I will shoot him with Lego Yas. Yeah.
19 hits.
Yas. So we do.
about damn time we heard you say that.
Yeah. Alright. I hit for damage. I don't know if it... Come on. Alright. Oh. I hit
10
it.
piercing damage.
I hit it twice.
So 10 piercing damage. Go ahead and roll your d4 or your d6.
D6.
Sorry. So 3. 13 points of damage. Again, you let loose an arrow and it flies. However, once it hits Doru, it doesn't seem to sink deep into his skin. He suffers less damage than you feel you dealt. All right, Janaga, you're up.
I really want to try the arrows, but you know what? I could use my sharpshooter and then my short bow for that. I think that would work. I have yet to use it, I think. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna use the sharpshooter. I'm gonna use my short bow for that.
Okay.
Alright, how do I do that?
So go ahead and roll your short bow. We're going to subtract 5 hit. And if you hit, you deal an additional 10 points of damage.
Woo! Okay.
Oh, dang.
Okay, 24 minus 5 is still a 19. That hits.
Woo!
Let's go ahead and roll damage. So total damage is 17 points of piercing damage. And again, it doesn't. It's not as effective as you thought it would be. However, decent amount of damage.
I took sharpshooter.
Would you like to move or do anything else? You also have your bonus action if you wanted to hide or something.
I want to hard. I'm gonna stand. I got to switch my thing. I'm gonna stand right next to Milady here.
Milady.
I'm not leaving.
Excuse you, she's mine.
I know, but nobody's like standing around her just yet. But yeah, we need to protect her.
Girl from me.
And no, she's yours. That's fine. I like being alone.
Okay.
I like being
That
alone.
ends my turn.
Amelia, you are up.
Annoying. I hate this dude. Decided not to deal with him.
I said.
You didn't have to come down here.
I'm just gonna short bow him again.
18 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Piercing.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I am going to hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna hide.
Okay, go ahead and roll a new stealth check.
No, I'm not gonna hide.
Just kidding.
This is not fun. Why is it?
It's because I was extra stealthy. I took it all from you.
Obviously, God.
Okay. Call out for Jenna and Charlie. Keep an eye out for any sneak attack opportunities or anything, because I'm not gonna as you guys are dealing your attacks. So just give me a call out if any of them hit, like with sneak attack. I think it's if there's another party member flanking them, or if you're stealthed or anything, that should do it. But the description should be on your character sheet. It is now Doru's turn. And I want everyone to roll a perception check, please.
Perception.
Okay. Everyone notices that as Doru has been assaulted by these attacks, as he's ripping some of these bolts and arrows out of him, the wounds underneath slowly start to seal themselves.
So gonna kill JS. I'm gonna kill her. I'm going
That's why
to
she's
kill
staying
her.
at the top of the stairs.
Not if
Stop
he
him.
kills me first.
He does suffer 2d6 of fire damage from starting his turn in the fire. So he is going to use his movement to get out and stand catty corner to Ismark, and he is going to make a couple attacks.
I'll fuck him up.
So he's going to take 2 strikes with his claw at Ismark. Okay, the first one does not hit, and neither does the second one. So Doru comes down and tries to brings up his shield or his sword, parries it out of the way. It is now E's turn.
I'm just gonna move this fireball right on top of him.
Okay. So the bomb re-enters its space, dealing 2 more d6 of damage. Go ahead and roll.
Damn it. Okay.
He suffers 5 points of fire damage. And is there anything else you'd like to do for your turn?
No, I'll stay right here.
Okay. It is now Ismark's turn. He attacked to make 2 attacks. He is going to take his longsword that he's currently got out. He's going to take 2 swipes at Doru. First one connects, and so the second one. So he takes his sword and tries to swing it up toward the ceiling. Doru is hit by the first one, but he manages to scamper out of the way of the second one. Again, the slashing damage does not seem to be as severe as it should be. It is now Irina's turn. Irina is going to come around this side and make a rapier attack. Which is a 16, deals 4 points of piercing damage, but doesn't seem as effective as it should be. And Jayaz, it is now your turn.
Question about these fireballs. It's not like the floating orb, is it? Or is it? That she's...
What do you mean?
The ones that
E's
E's
controlling?
using? Is that the, like, fire orb that, like, just kind of floats around?
Yes.
So if I shot an arrow at him, would it light fire as it pierces?
It would have to go through. It would have to
fire.
be on fire because it is a sphere that covers a 5-foot radius.
Well, there's a couple things that could happen. The arrow might travel too fast to catch. The arrow might get burst because it is condensed heat.
Right.
Yeah, it's probably going too.
So
Okay.
you're willing. You can give it a shot. I wouldn't necessarily catch fire.
That's I was looking to see like what I had on my person, like if I could light an arrow on fire. I guess like we have like the flint and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
From our, would that be a bonus?
Making
action,
an arrow that would essentially be a torch, though, would probably
be like a whole action.
Yeah.
Might be worth it though. I'm looking to see what I have on me. All right, so I'm gonna use my action then to prep. Would it be? Could I do like a couple in one? Like prep a couple fire arrows, or could I only do one at a time?
I mean, you're trying to do all this in the combat round is traditionally 6 seconds.
Oh.
So it would probably be 1 arrow per.
I'm trying to think if it's worth it. Yeah. All right. I'll take the turn to kind of like MacGyver a fire arrow. So on my next turn, I could light the bitch up.
Okay. That brings us back around to the initiative order. Janaga.
I've been doing research on something that like magically appeared in my attacks. I don't remember.
Okay.
So, Hellish Rebuke.
Yeah.
Can I use that now?
So you can use that as a reaction when you're hit.
Ah, okay. Then I have an idea. Okay. Then, how much more space can I move?
You can move 30 squares because you're on a new turn.
Okay. Shoot. Here. And I'm going to use my Alaria's. See if that does anything.
Okay. 15 barely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. I got
All right. So 8 points of slashing damage. So as you withdraw the blade, arms, as it drags back, you can see the magical essence of the sword actually makes a wound.
What?
As to where all of the other attacks that have been made so far seem to be super effective, this one is a true hit and feels as though it was a normal sword strike against any other living creature. Doru suffers 8 points of slashing damage.
It's like holding my son.
Damn.
Like, you really...
I think you also get sneak attack
Ooh?
because
the flank.
yeah,
She does because she's 5 feet within.
Yeah.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll a 1d. I think it's 1d6.
Yeah, an extra 1d6 of damage.
All right, perfect. So he suffers an additional 4 points of slashing. Is there anything else that you would like to do?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. All right, Amelia, you are up.
Fancy weapons.
Okay.
I guess I'll just short bow him again. I really don't know what to do with this dude.
Okay. As you knock a bolt into your short bow and let it fly, it unfortunately does not hit. It clatters off the ceiling and off into the darkness.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, let me move. Move to like here.
Okay. It is now Doru's turn. To start his turn, he suffers 2d6 of fire damage. And then as he does, you can see some of it in the close. He dismounts, drops off the floor, and runs in this direction. Irina, Ismark, and Janaga all get attacks of opportunity. So go ahead and roll an attack with one of your weapons.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna keep using Alaria's left.
Okay.
If it's not Baroque, don't fix it.
Okay. For a
20
second,
hits.
I was like...
Yep, 20 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. All right. So as Doru is trying to back away, he manages to escape mostly unharmed, but as he lands on the ground, you sweep and catch him on the back of his leg with Alaria's laughter, and he suffers 7 points of slashing damage. He continues to move
Nice.
back this way, screaming and trying to get away from the party. E, it's now your turn. What would you like to do?
Where is he? God, he's all the way back there. Jeez. Okay, so is that okay? My sphere is it 60 feet from me or from where it is?
Let's see. When you move the sphere, you can direct it over by wide.
I still think that he's within 60 feet of me.
You can move the sphere up to 30 feet.
Okay.
And yes, you can move that further than the casting range initially. Basically,
Okay.
you can bring it into the world up to 60 feet away from you. If it's there, you can continue to move it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put it right on him again.
Okay.
Sorry, I know I'm being boring.
No, that's okay.
I was just measuring it, and it was like 30 feet between fire and he is.
Yeah, so that's perfect.
And it was, I think, 40 between you and him.
Yes!
Alright, so Doru suffers 11 points of and his body's like wrapped in flames.
Yes.
Plot twist: he's the mother of dragons.
Ismark and Arena for this turn are both, and they're going to kind of position themselves defensive at the door. So they're guarding the stairwell.
Girl, you get it.
Jayas hasn't even inched off of this top step.
Yeah.
How's the view up there?
Yeah, you caused all this trouble for us.
Yeah.
Hold on, something just went wrong. I think I skipped you by accident. Yeah, Jazz, it's your turn now.
Alright, so we know Alaria's laughter's working, but I don't have one of those. Oh, I prepped the arrow, so that's ready now.
And yet I'm down here, not on top of the stairwell.
So, I think...
I'm down here.
Yeah, that's still within my range. So now that I have my fancy fire arrow set up, I'm gonna light that, and I'm gonna use it.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
I clicked it.
What's the range on...
It's like 100.
Oh, no, it's probably fine. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, that's I went to measure it, and I was like... And then it soars through the air, and when you hear it soaring, you hear it go...
Bring. It hits.
As it
like
goes
the old
through.
Looney Tunes, like the screaming baseball.
But it's going... Yes! I'm clicking all my rolls. They just take a minute.
Yeah. Go ahead and add an fire damage to your roll.
I heard add a fire damage to your roll.
That's nice.
How much fire damage was that?
That was 6 points of fire damage.
Oh, well, yeah, well, I also need to roll my other than D6.
What else was... Oh, yeah, I got it.
My hunter's prey mark, whatever.
So the 4 was for the hunter's mark. Okay.
Yes.
So...
Do I get that assist in my stats for after the game? Like, that was a sports joke that was bad.
What are sports? I don't know a sport.
Sports. Go sports.
If it's not Overwatch League, I don't understand it.
It was hockey.
Alright. So, Doru is in immensely bad shape here. He is wrapped and wreathed in flame. He's screaming and basically clawing at himself. Janaga, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I could move. I just kind of want to shoot an arrow into him, just if anything happens. I really don't want to move closer to him.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
21 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. 7 points piercing. So, as you knock your short bow arrow and you let loose the arrow and see it hit Doru, how would you like this to go?
Oh, snap.
Oh. I'm just gonna have it, like, send it flying, like, on, like, a bit of a curvature. I just want it to go straight through his head, and he's just dead. He's not suffering anymore.
Curve the bullet.
Not shot through the heart.
Yeah. And then I'm to blame.
I was just saying, that's just 2 hours of blame.
And Strahd's to blame. You make Doru.
Vampires are bad.
So, as you let your arrow, you pull it back, you twist it against, which causes it to release with a bit of a arc around it, and it comes through, spearing Doru right through his forehead and goes chunk. But as soon as it pierces his skull, where Doru was once wrapped in flame, the arrow pierces. He immediately disperses into a cloud of mist that appears almost to be sucked out of the room and vanishes.
No one breathed too heavy.
That was fun.
You are now silent and listening to see if you can find out what's happening, but all you hear is silence and the slight mumblings of the priest upstairs, who could certainly probably hear the combat raging beneath, because he's probably standing like right there, and you can still hear him chanting to himself, reciting his prayers.
Well, before this gets worse, I'm gonna do away with my fireball real quick.
With
Burn it down. Let's just run it.
with a quick swoosh of your hand, the fireball, the flaming sphere is dispersed, and some sparks fall harmlessly to the clay floor.
Okay.
I'm going
Yay!
to turn around and look at a certain person standing on the stairs.
She has already taken 5
be like-
steps backwards.
I
What the
promise
hell
you.
is your problem?
E is already staring her down with like her hands on her hips, tapping her foot. Like,
She's gonna
what?
have her. She's gonna actually drop Lego Yas. Like she's gonna put her hands in the air, like whoa, 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 drop Lego Yas, and be like, "Don't we all feel better that we took care of the situation?"
No!
Oh.
We took away whatever semblance of hope this poor father had of ever having his son back.
Have his son back. That guy doesn't even have a life anymore. Listen to him.
I'm pretty sure he was probably a little batshit before we got here.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the lecture he's gonna give us.
He's not even gonna notice.
You sure?
Like, what
Well,
was going on in your head? We said
I
we
vote
weren't going to.
I vote that we like GTFO fast.
Yeah.
And
Do any of you spend any time to check out the rest of the basement, or you just raid about?
I will inspect the basement.
Yeah. I always like to check things.
I'm leaving.
Let's see. Is this an investigation station?
Yeah, you're looking specifically for things in
Okay.
this room. Okay. So the two of you spend probably about 10 minutes exploring the downstairs basement. You find several discarded pieces of furniture. Where this was once storage, there are several pieces of things that are surprisingly still intact and weren't destroyed by Doru's raid. You managed to locate 5 different pieces of like art, other commodities that are worth about 250 gold pieces each. But even stranger, you find a wardrobe against this back wall here that is sealed with a symbol that matches that of the and a lock. Janaga, can you go ahead and roll a d20 and add your dexterity and your proficiency bonus?
Okay. Oh, D20.
Okay. Yeah, you take that sucker and go kink and just pop the lock off of it.
When you first said it, it snipped your words, so it sounded like you said, and a walk. Like,
And a
heck
walk.
yes!
And they walk.
A stainless tin walk under everyone's seat.
Woo!
There's maybe one person in the chat who's gonna get that joke, maybe.
I wonder who.
Okay, so in the wardrobe that was sealed and marked with, the deity of the church, you see a cloak, a staff, and a wand laid in different pieces, like in the wardrobe.
I'm just gonna turn around and be like, E! I found some presents for you!
She quickly comes back.
Okay.
These
I'm
would
very-
look beautiful on you.
I'm very interested in this cloak. Tell me more. Tell me more. Does he have a fast car?
Does it have a big hood? Tell me more, tell me more.
Okay, so do you happen to have identify or detect learned? I don't think either of them do, right?
No. Me?
Yeah.
Detect?
Yeah, I don't know. It might be a wizard spell. I don't know if
It's not.
Spirits of
It's
Essence
No,
not.
I definitely don't have it.
Okay. Yeah, so in order to determine an item's magical nature without attuning to it, you have to usually use something to divine the nature of the item using magic. However, if you hold on to them and
Can
kind of focus on them
I
for like 30 minutes or so, you'll start
insight
to
it?
divine properties
Okay.
over time.
Oh, it is a druid spell. Shadow's Assassin said.
Okay.
Protect is a druid spell. I don't have it prepared
learned
for
that.
the day, but
Yeah.
we could pretend.
No, we can't. There's no pretending.
This is not
Well-
pretend, this is real life.
This is
Oh,
real.
that's true.
Dungeons
Right.
and
It's just
Dragons
real
are
life.
real.
Dying on
What
the-
was I thinking? What was I thinking?
You know what? For
D&D.
sake of this is probably going to be over almost 11 o'clock at night on the East Coast.
Got a half hour.
Yeah. So you kind of quiet your mind and focus for a bit, and you feel the arcane twinges of the identify spell coming to you.
The what spell?
Identify, which I'm just using for now.
Okay.
Go over the rest later.
All right.
You start to divine the properties, and they start whispering to you. This cloak is a cloak of protection,
Okay.
which gives you. Just hold. I have the thing right here.
Okay.
I had the thing right here.
Okay.
It's here somewhere. Here we go. Cloak of protection. So one cloak of protection right there. And then
Sweet.
you also have the staff of the python.
That sounds cool.
Sounds dirty.
God, really? Keep
And
it in your pants.
a wand of magic missiles.
A
Did it-
wand of what?
Magic missiles.
Don't we already have one of those?
We
Yeah, we have a wand of
Oh,
healing.
wand of healing, right? I thought we had a
Yeah.
magic missile wand too.
no, we don't have magic missiles. Got a wand for cure wounds and a wand of fall life.
I don't hold on to any of the good stuff, so I never remember.
I just don't have my books out here because it's cold and I forgot. So
I don't blame you.
Staff of what?
staff of the
Staff of the
python.
python.
Staff of the python. I linked them in our
Oh, thank you.
so for people who are listening, the items do. So the cloak of protection requires attunement. However, the person wearing it gets a +1 magical bonus to their armor class and saving throws while wearing that cloak. The
Yay.
staff of the python can be used to speak the action word for the staff and throw the staff on the ground 10 feet in front. The staff becomes a giant constrictor snake under your control and acts on its own initiative. Using a bonus action, you can speak the command word again, which will return the staff to its normal form in a space previously occupied by the snake.
Can it die? And
If
if
the
it dies, okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, if the snake is reduced to 0 hit points, it dies and reverts to the staff. The staff
Mhm.
then shatters and is destroyed.
Oh, damn it.
If the snake reverts back to the staff form before losing all of its hit points, it regains all of them.
Okay,
Chaos
good.
isn't down with having a snake friend around. Just for
She's
the
not?
record.
Okay, well, the druid will happily keep the
Ah, why is it gotta be snakes?
Like Stroud with his things.
Legati.
Yes,
Uh,
Legati.
yeah.
Legati.
The Wand of Magic Missile has 7 charges. While holding it, you can use an action to cast the Magic Missile spell. So for 1 charge, you cast it at 1st level. You can increase it by 1 for each additional charge you expend. So if you want to cast it at 4th level, you can burn 4 charges and cast it at 4th level.
How many charges does it have? You cut out
It has 7 charges.
7 charges, and that's total or just like per turn? Does it
So-
recharge?
It has 7 total, but it regains 1d6 plus 1 charges every day. So
Okay.
if you use like 3 on one day and then
Three on one day, and then you cut off.
if you roll, so say you use 3, which
Uh-huh.
brings your total charges down to 4 charges left on the wand. At the
Okay.
end of the night, the owner rolls a d6. They take whatever the number is, so I just rolled a 1
Okay.
plus 1, so you get 2 slots back. So
Okay.
you would have 6.
Okay.
If you expend the wand's final charge, you roll a d20. If you roll a natural 1, the wand crumbles to ash and is destroyed. Otherwise, at the beginning of the next day, it'll regain its charges per usual.
What
Okay.
material is
Magic
the staff
missiles.
made of?
It's wooden, of course.
It is wood? Okay. No, because somebody asked in the chat and they said
It's
because
wooden,
druids
it
can't
has-
use metal.
Hush. And they can use metal. They just can't wear metal.
Exactly. And with that, I think that's where we're gonna mark it for tonight, so people can get some sleep.
Because I'm hungry.
Yes, I was eating
One
Scooby
particular
snacks.
person here needs sleep.
Okay, so I'm
Not me.
immediately going to equip the cloak.
Just like Sailor Moon transformation.
Yeah. With my hair flowing everywhere and everything. Okay, so I think that we have an announcement to make. as
Yeah.
well.
Yes.
We do.
Yes. For one, thank you guys for coming and saving me. Because again, I thought that was it. I thought that was the end. But we do have one final big announcement in our Yay, we're Twitch affiliates giveaway. We have the grand prize to draw. Let's recap. Melissa K from Virginia Beach won our Druid made D20 pillow.
Woohoo!
Joshua D, our good friend here, is it Shadows with like an S assassin? Now I gotta double. It is Shadow. I went to say it. I was like, is it plural though? Yes, Shadows Assassin won our second place prize, which is the Critical Hit Collectibles Green Nebula dice set, and I am so jealous of that. And he's from Nottingham, England, so yeah, we're gonna just sing all the Robin Hood songs again. But now we get to draw our number 1 numero uno grand prize winner of the Off the Beaten Path D20 stressless bath bomb. I'm stalling because it takes a while. Oh man, oh, it's so international. I love it.
Ooh!
Alright, they also aren't from the United States, but they're not from England either. They are from Cassina, Italy. And yes. Their name is Manuel P.
Last letter only.
Yeah, P. Manuel P. And they're at Manu Demiurge on Twitter. I'm sure I butchered that. So they have won the Off the Beaten Path stressless bath bomb with surprise.
Surprise inside.
Surprise inside. Oh gosh, this is exciting. I like doing this, guys.
It's awesome.
We'll be doing plenty more as time goes.
Yeah, if anybody wants to donate stuff, we'll give it away for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Totally do it.
We will give away all your things. Be like, oh, this...
I'm gonna cough into this napkin and send it to somebody.
We've been coughing all over items this whole stream. We will be raffling them off soon. So any announcements now that we have done the big one? Oh, I guess we can say this is pretty exciting. So let me just check real quick. So we are now up to 150 Twitch followers, which is super cool.
That is super cool.
This is a reminder that we are actually, affiliates, obviously. So you can sub to us, which right now I think I don't know if they still are. They were still doing the 20% off subs for a little bit into January. I don't know if they still are. But because it's like right after the beginning of the month, if you have Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime, so you get Twitch Prime, you could give us that free sub that you're probably not using anyway. 151
Yay.
followers. Sorry, my totals didn't update. And our poor little Twitter that we had pretty much just started when we start this giveaway, we now have 83 followers. So that makes me pretty happy cheap. So those are those announcements. I believe Well, we usually do every other Sunday, but
Yes.
the every other Sunday from now, I will be with Adam in Disneyland.
Yay!
I'm escaping this frozen tundra we call South Jersey.
Jealous.
So, I guess we will discuss amongst ourselves our next date.
To be
Yes.
determined.
Yes.
Yes.
TBD. Follow us on Twitter. We'll tweet it out. And, hey, come.
Yeah.
No. See you in
Where I will make all the useless D&D dad puns that you
Oh,
get.
yeah. Yes, please start following our Twitter if you already don't, because apparently there's gonna be D and dad puns galore.
Oh no. I'm unfollowing our Twitter.
Green Daddy D&D over in here.
They're the best. What are you talking about?
Daddies in
No.
dungeons all day.
No.
Lol.
I got a good one cooking up.
She's been working on it the whole time.
I have a friend and all he does is do puns and I'm like, stop.
There's other stuff there too. It's just whenever I decide to post, it's gonna be a pun.
Okay.
She's a real dad. She's already laughing at her joke she hasn't even told yet.
Oh, am I a dad? Am I a daddy?
You're our
Your
dad,
daddy.
our mom,
Our aunts, our sister,
our auntie or uncle. Yeah,
whole family.
Yeah.
it's fantastic. So I guess that's it. We don't have any other announcements really. Just
No.
follow
I
us
think that's it.
and keep tuning in because we're gonna get into shenanigans and one of us is gonna get killed. I have a feeling. I don't know who it will be.
It's not gonna be me.
Somebody
Like,
reckless, I'm sure.
Got that cloak in.
It's not gonna be me.
because I actually go in like thoughtful before I do shit. Like just run in.
I didn't just run in, I barred the door.
Yeah, you blocked your way out in case you needed an escape.
I
Very
blocked
smart.
his way out from escaping.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right.
Also,
Oh, yep.
to anybody listening, if you're sad you didn't win any, don't worry about it. We're gonna have plenty more. Sure.
Yes, this is not it. We're gonna do more. So.
Yes. I can
I'm
tell
sorry.
you the
Oh, go ahead.
we
go
will
ahead.
definitely be giving away more dice in the future because we really love these dice people. They're super cool, chill,
Because dice.
chill. The dice people. They're very
Dice
cool,
people.
chill people, and we will be doing some stuff with them in the future.
Yes.
So,
And to piggyback off of that, thank you to Carrie.
yes.
We do have sent stuff available as well. And all the ones that I've reserved to the side do have a special surprise inside. So yeah, we're looking forward to giving those away at some point.
All right. And with that, good night, good luck, auf Wiedersehen,
Don't
sayonara,
die.
don't
Bye,
die.
everyone. See you in a couple weeks. Or,
Bye.
yeah.
Bye.
Eventually.
I'm waving to the camera even though it's not working. Bye.
Yeah, I know.
Goodbye. Goodbye.